Yeah, it doesn't seem like they are. It comes down to this also. Like, yes, you look at the stats and you look at the points that were scored. Jokic and Jamal, they didn't have the greatest games. But also when you go deeper into it, they had a bunch of turnovers still. There was 17 and what, Jamal had 10 of those turnovers around that. I want to say, like, that's unacceptable. And you're not going to win like that against a Clippers team that was able to stay alive with a guy that was his debut at home. Yeah, like, it's just crazy to think that. So they better get their act together if they're going to start to like push for a championship run. If not, then what are they doing out there? I'm sorry, man. I'm a little concerned.
It feels to me, Cecil and I talked about this earlier, fellas. I'd like to get your thoughts on it. It feels to me like something that we just took for granted as automatic here in Nuggets Nation has kind of become an afterthought, or at a minimum is something that we just don't have nearly the amount of faith in, and that's the closing ability in the two-man game with Jokic and Murray. When the Nuggets were on that title run in that 2022-2023 season, when it came down to the final minutes of a half or a game, even a quarter, frankly, probably if you wanted to parse the stats out that far, you didn't even have to think about it. You just knew they were going to be able to out-execute you when it mattered. Sure. Whether Jokic and Murray were going to take over the games individually themselves, or they were going to draw the right attention, find the open guy, and that open man was going to convert in the clutch situation when it's needed. They just seem to have lost that slowly but surely, or kind of it's just smacking us in the face really this season because of all the turmoil and the turnover on the roster. But it just doesn't feel like something we can rely on that much anymore. Does it to you?
No, I'm not going to rely on it. Right now, what's their record when it comes to crunch time, winning and losing?
14-14.
So it's 500 right now.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys feel confident? I mean, that 22-23 season, you kind of knew, like, okay, we have it.
It's
right?
gone. It's become a literal coin flip.
The recency effect at 22-20. Later in the 23 season is when they kind of got it together. It wasn't the full season. They went to Portland. I think Jamal hit a big shot. That's when things kind of started to really roll for them. They've tried to close games this year with 5 different teams roster-wise.
Yeah,
it's been, and so Adelman's a rookie coach. Who I go to in the clutch, it's changed over and over again. One game, Jokic kicks it out to Watson. He misses the corner 3.
Yeah.
Payton Watson's not even playing last night. So that's one thing they did one night. You know, the concern, like you said, with the stat line, you would read that. That's why I don't read stats. They leave out turnovers because then it makes it look a lot better when you do that. It's just like Russ stats leave out sacks taken.
Right.
Because it's how it looks. I don't think we're going to have a game where Jamal and Jokic both play this terrible going forward. One of them is going to play good generally each night. So the fact that they were both terrible and that we actually had to survive the Jokic-Jamal minutes to get to the Bruce Brown-Julian Strother minutes was
interesting way to put it, yes.
Interesting last night, but I'll say this. It is a concern when they're not closing late in the games. That is a problem, but I'd rather Strother and Bruce Brown get to where they're cooking because Jokic, Jamal are more likely to figure it out than those guys. It is a concern. They need to win. They need to stop losing these games. But at the same time, Jokic he's getting, you've pointed out, he looks big. He looks out of shape. That's more likely to get right with everybody else coming back. So it's not great right now, but I think what we're going to get in 2 months isn't even this team,
but
so it's hard to get after it. So
you say that, right? Like it seems like you're like, you know, at the end of the day, let's just get past these rest of these games, get to the postseason. Well, in order to get to the postseason, it's all about seeding still. Like, you don't want to have to play someone like the Thunder the first round. I mean, you have to win these games.
No, they have to win these games. But the question was, am I concerned about the Denver Nuggets? I'm concerned because they're not winning. They're not winning these close games. But the point is, the reason they lost last night is because their two best players had bad games. Jamal, I don't think Jamal is going to continue to have a bad game. Where my concern comes in is Jamal's hip, Jokic's wrist, and Jokic's knee. That's where the concern comes in.
I'm concerned. Zubac was traded away. All right, he used to give Jokic problems. James Harden was traded away. And, oh, by the way, was the reason why the Cavs was able to whoop our ass there at the end. And yet we still another thing, we were 20-9 on the road going into that game, and we lose on the road to a team that doesn't look like they necessarily care to win this year. They put a bunch of younger players on the floor. All right, we got outscored by a guy that's coming off the bench, 38 points, by the way. And you're saying you're not concerned?
the concern level of can this team get together, I'm not writing off Jokic and Murray just yet. I think that's what it is. They're both playing hurt, and that's kind of the bigger issue. Now, if you want to use that, Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonito played hurt most of the year, and we saw it down the stretch affect the team. So that's where my concern is. The ability to close, that's something I think we're going to have to live with. And if you don't think that can get us to the postseason, that's fine. This is a rookie head coach with a team that flipped over most of its roster, and they haven't had a chance to get it together. So right there, if you're sitting there saying I'm concerned because they're just not going to get it together, they don't have enough time, that makes a lot of sense. But I think acting like they suck is a different way to look at it.
And I think that the concern level would be different if the starters were all healthy and Peyton Watson was healthy.
Aaron Gordon's not playing.
I think Aaron Gordon's missing is so impactful. And if you had 10 games, because I think that's about what we're going to get. Yeah. We're going to get about 10 games. That's when the chemistry needs to be at its best. So it's not a very long ramp-up period, Phil. I wish it was longer. But right now, am I going to lose my mind over a team that's really good and not healthy? Not yet.
Here's what I would say.
Yet.
You gave me a laundry list of things about the Clippers.
Yes.
If the Clippers lose, you know what they could say? This team didn't have Aaron Gordon. Jokic is hurt. Jamal Murray's hip is bothering him. They didn't have Peyton Watson. You could go, why did we lose to the Nuggets?
Okay, but
you could do that.
But to me, I feel like those are excuses because everybody is going through that. The Thunder, as of right now, are going through that.
Yeah, they don't have Shea.
Thing.
They don't have Shea.
Yeah, they don't have their second best player either.
It's been a concern level all year. I think it's weird to look at last night's game and go, what's going on when they've been doing this all year? If last night
what's going to change though? That's my thing.
Well,
John,
they have to get healthy, and you have to see where they are. That's all we can do right now. And they do have to get better closing the game, and what that looks like, I don't know. Right now, what I like with the Nuggets, there's a couple things. I didn't like last night. I hated the Cavs game that you brought up. That was the one that was like, you guys, you led the whole game.
What are you doing?
Last night, it looked like they were actually going to pull it out. Jokic finally hit a few shots down the clutch. He ended up getting a shot blocked. Jamal got the dunk. It looked like, okay, they figured it out. And then they did mess it up. I'm really concerned about them. There's a couple things. Tim Hardaway and Bruce Brown bring it every night. They bring it absolutely every night. No matter what the rest of the team looks like, those guys, for better or for worse, they bring it every night.
My man Julian Strawther can get on a heater.
Strawther's starting to get on a heater.
Look really good.
Look, I'm going to give you an example. This may not work. I'm not saying it's going to. In 2011, the New York Giants were trash. They got everybody healthy, and they rolled to the Super Bowl. And they got their size back. Look, the Thunder are hard. I'm not writing off last night. I'm not writing off the clutch. But I think right now we're taking a team – I think it's a little early to just all out bury them. It's okay to be concerned. I'm not writing off last night.
It ain't early anymore, baby.
It's second half of the year. I said it's early to bury them.
No,
I think it's early.
But you can be concerned.
How have you not buried them?
Huh?
How have you not buried them?
Explain to me how I did it. All I said was I'm very concerned. All right, this team doesn't have a lot of runway, and if what you just said is possible. Are true.
10 games.
The 10 games. You mean to tell me you got 10 games with these starters that hopefully we see Aaron Gordon, Peyton Watson that are dealing with significant hamstring injuries, and you tell me we got 10 games to get them going for the postseason?
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying, let's just say that's it. Let's just say that.
You're yelling at me over what he said.
Well, there's just not a lot of runway for me to feel so confident that this team, because I'm looking at this team before the season started, I said, this thing could win a championship. Just like the Avs and just like the Denver Broncos almost did. We started talking about it, and I didn't think the Denver Broncos were going to win a Super Bowl this year. But at one point, we were all sitting here saying, damn, we have three teams that could have a parade here. And now all of a sudden, the Broncos, they're not going to have one. The Avs still have a great opportunity, and it's cup or bust for them. But the Denver Nuggets, before the start of the season, I was saying, hey, championship or bust as well, because you added the players that you did not have.
If I said to you at that time, Aaron Gordon will miss most of the season, Peyton Watson will excel and then miss a lot of the season. They'll go a month without Cam Johnson. They'll go a month without Nikola Jokic. Would you have said, well, they should be the 2 or 1 seed by February?
No.
If all those things happen.
I would say I'm concerned that they're going to probably not make it.
And I think that's fair because you can't. I mean, everybody's injured. But we're going to keep this going on the other side. The Denver Nuggets lose to the James Harden-less and Zubac-less, who apparently are the best combo. That's the next Kobe and Shaq. Can't win without him as the Nuggets lose to the Los Angeles Clippers.
Here we go.
We'll get John Davis sitting in for Zach Bye. We'll do all of that next.
He's Bo Nix, the most proven quarterback from his draft class.
So I got a guy in Bo Nix who's thrown the most touchdowns, who has got a low interception rate, who's got the lowest sack rate, and the most wins. And what do I value in football more than any other projection or forecast? Production. Am I concerned about the injury stuff? I am. But if we're re-ranking this class, I would take Bo Nix number 2.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen? Happy Friday. And guys, I just said it right there. It's Friday. That means that you have Saturday and Sunday to, you know what, get close to that significant other and have a little bit of fun. But if you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, there's no fun going on. ED is an intimacy destroyer, guys. Research shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can blame themselves when ED becomes the problem. And hey, don't let your partner take the blame. You take the blame. You go out there and take back control of your life by what? By doing one simple thing. By going to Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, because their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of their treatments can have you last an hour or even more if that's what you want. All you have to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, and it includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you as well, so there are no excuses. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
You know what it takes to win: the preparation, the game plan, the refusal to quit when things get hard. You bring that same mentality to your business every single day. But even the best teams need fans in the seats. At Denver Sports, we put your business in front of Denver's most passionate, loyal audience, on air, online, and on the big screen. You've got the drive, we've got the reach. Visit us online at DenverSports.com. Let's build your roster.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043. for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports, 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports, 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
John Davis sitting in for Phillip Lindsay, who is in a nice green jumpsuit today. You look good. Happy Friday, Phil.
Happy Friday, John.
How's the cold? I know you've been battling it all week, but how's it going, buddy?
Man, it's ran through the family. You know, and Sophia, she had an ear infection. So I had to take her to the doctor yesterday, or my wife did. And so, man, we just can't get over these damn colds. Now, I feel better, but it's congested. Like, it's all in my nose right now. So you got to bear with me today, John. And, of course, our listeners, you know, don't go at me too harsh.
Yeah, take it easy on Phil. I had that cold like 2 weeks ago. It was just in my head. I could function. I wasn't in bed all day, but it wouldn't. I had to sleep sitting up because it would wake me up. It was like 8 days of just like,
and the snot just coming down.
Especially when you're out like in public and it's like, oh man, it's coming out right now. So hopefully nobody look too close at the stream today, because Phil might be getting snot.
I'm always ready. I'm always looking beautiful.
He's always ready. It's the other day eBay suggested I buy this Phillip Lindsay card. It was like one that you had autographed for a card brand. And I was like,
John, just
this is so cool.
Me,
I was like, I know him.
I got a bunch of extra cards at the house.
Do you?
Man. Yeah. And so if you want one,
my nephew would love it.
Okay,
yeah. We'll talk off air.
Yeah, nobody likes Phillip Lindsay anymore. I got you.
Yeah.
We're sending it back.
We're gonna get it. But Phil, we started off talking about concerns for the Nuggets.
I'm concerned,
I think,
John.
I'm concerned too. Here's what I want to talk about. I'm not concerned, and it's, if they're healthy, I think they can get it done. They're a good road team. I understand that seeding matters, all of that. The concern is, and I want to know what you think of this, Jokic's legs specifically look like they're not there.
He looks out of shape.
All the shots are short. The three-pointers are short. The free throws are short. 3 feet from the rim is short right there. Now, he had a knee injury, so you can't cardio. You can't, like, if your shoulder's hurt, you could probably still keep your cardio up in some way. When it's your knee, it's going. And when you're a bigger dude, it's probably easy to get that weight on.
Look, John, when I was playing in the NFL and I had a couple of injuries that didn't hinder me from playing the rest of the season, but I had to be put on IR for 4 games. And it was a knee injury. So during that time, I couldn't run. I couldn't cut. I couldn't get in shape that way. So all I could do was lift upper body. So once I was available, I had to get back in shape. I had to start practicing running and cutting again. So I just didn't feel like myself. Now imagine, and that was 4 games. So imagine someone like Jokic, who's 10 times bigger than me, who's heavier than me, that's sitting there, and he's playing the game of basketball where you're constantly running, and he's just sitting there because it's his knee. And then as he's going, yes, you're getting the treatment, you're getting the rehab done, but you're not going all out like you would in a game. You cannot simulate that game experience. You just got to play in the game. And so once he gets back, he's out of shape. He's trying to figure out how he can kind of implement himself back in the mix when his team was doing well without him. And so it's taking him some time. I do understand that. But, my man, the first game was back. I want to say it was against the Clippers. Was it?
Was it?
I want to say it was something like that.
Yeah, because he cooked them.
He cooked them.
He cooked
30.
them.
Yeah, I think he had over 30 points, maybe even a triple-double.
Yeah, it looked like he had never left, which is concerning because he looked better right out of the injury.
Yes.
Than, coming back from the injury, the All-Star break, things like that. So I think that's hard. His mind is still there. You see the good passes. You see, he hit CB in the corner and CB missed last night. Nuggets players, when he gives you one of those, you got to hit it. You got to hit it.
Like, you see,
the mind is there.
Yes, he's getting back in the
body's
rhythm,
not.
the groove. But even mind-wise, some of those turnovers, he's probably like out of that rhythm of when he was there at the beginning of the year. He's playing the best basketball of his career, which is crazy to even say right now, John. And so, yes, he's getting back into it. The chemistry is just not there because it's a bunch of other players that are hurt. But yesterday, the Denver Nuggets had a chance to take over that game. They were winning going into halftime. And yet they let the Clippers come back and score 33 points in the third quarter. That's unacceptable in a bench
with
player.
8 turnovers, I think, in the third quarter alone.
Exactly.
Like it was the hard part last night too. Watching it was there was multiple times, and you're kind of pointing it out, where they were up by like 8, 9, 10 points, and it was like, okay, here we go. They've got it, and then within literally maybe seconds, as being a little dramatic, very quickly it was a 1-point game. The Clippers were back in the lead. That was happening a little bit too much to where they would get momentum, and then they were just not able to sustain it. The turnovers, there was one where Jamal was at half court over dribbling. They double team him, and he just throws this most ill-advised pass all over the place. But it's not even just the turnovers. I don't know if it's everybody playing together. Late in the game, Cam Johnson, when they just threw the ball to Brook Lopez with the game on the line, that's like a blown coverage deep, like on 3rd and 10.
And that's where I'm
you let a guy run free.
Head, John, I'm scratching my head saying, David Adelman, what are you doing on that play?
Right.
Inbound defense, right? And the most important part, right, is at the end of the game, and there's a guy running free that ends up making you pay for it. It's things like that have to be cleaned up, must get cleaned up. But that's why I'm a little concerned moving forward. Is I thought that the Denver Nuggets, Jokic, Jamal Murray with a little bit of rest, although they were in the All-Star game, they were still having their fun. I thought they were going to come out the gates just firing, exploding out of there, hit the ground running, and that wasn't the case. And you end up getting beat by the Clippers, who don't really want to win this year. Let's face it. And so you end up getting beat by them. Now, hey, it's a back-to-back. Can you do something against the Portland Trailblazers tonight? You better. But I'm just a bit concerned because of that, because we end up losing that game when we should have really and truly won it.
And Portland was the first clutch loss this year. Of all their clutch losses, that was the first team that kind of got them. That was the game where they couldn't get the clock right, and there was like a 25-minute delay in the game. It was really, and I think that's where AG might have originally got hurt. But with that, the concern is there. I want to know this, though, from you, what you think. Is it a confidence issue with the team out there, or things being forced? Because with Jokic, the shots are there. He's taking the right shot. He might be shooting more threes than he should, especially with how short they're falling. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's guys don't know where to be right now. That could be a thing because they're not playing together.
Well, he's probably settling for those threes because he's out of shape.
And that's what it is. And you saw it when they lost that Timberwolves series a few years ago. When they were tired late in the game, they just start cranking up threes. So that's a sign of fatigue. Going with the injury thing, Jamal Murray, since he hurt his hip, has not looked right. You remember there was one game where he came down weird. He went to the locker room. There's only like 4 minutes left.
So it was a hip. You still think Jamal's dealing with an injury?
He hasn't been right since it happened. It's been rough. And last night we got the dunk late, but he's doing that layup thing that he does. Yeah. But he was missing. And his shots been off. He only had 3 points going into the second half last night. So it's hard. So I'll ask you this. Is it health or chemistry? You say you're concerned. If you could only pick one, because you can't do everything.
Well,
if you could only pick one, is it this team is not who I thought they were, or is it they got healthy, or they're hurt, and I just don't think they can overcome the injuries. Even if they get everybody back, they can't overcome the hole that they've gotten in.
Man, this is tough because you're making me choose just one. Just one, John. Why are you doing this to me?
Because I don't have to be here every day. And
so what I'm going to say is I'm going to go with, because everybody's hurt, I'm going to go with the chemistry. I believe it's more of a chemistry thing. If this team was together and nobody really got hurt and they were able to just be in with each other and really just learn about each other, and you had Payton Watson, Aaron Gordon, everybody on the same page right now with 25, 26 games, of course it's going to look a lot different. Jokic before this injury was playing at a crazy level, which he's the best player in the world. But the chemistry is just not there. And now you have Jokic that's back in the mix, and he's pressing for things that are not there, and that's why you're seeing a lot more turnovers. Jamal Murray yesterday pressing a lot, and there was a lot more turnovers from him. Cam Johnson hasn't been in the mix much. Now he's starting to kind of turn the corner, and he's starting to, find his shot a little bit more. But it's the chemistry that's not there with this team, and that's why I'm the most concerned. What the most concerned I'm with is the chemistry.
We're going to come back to this later in the show because I think you just told me something that's my biggest concern, but we'll get to that later in the show. The Denver Broncos, Phil, they overachieved in a lot of people's minds. Was 2025 a sign of things to come, or was it just a magic trick? John Davis sitting in for Zach Bye. We'll get into all of that next.
By flexing their star power on the Olympic stage, do the Avalanche have even more pressure to bring home another Stanley Cup this season?
All 8 members of the Avs have scored in Italy. And I think if it was possible to add even more pressure to when they get back stateside and go win a Stanley Cup, if it was possible for them to ratchet up the pressure, they did it in the healthiest kind of way here in Italy.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And after that romantic Valentine's Day, I know there's a bunch of you guys that are thinking about popping that question here soon. Am I right? And if I am right, let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. Not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but guys, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Tree Green North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood, at Broadway, and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 5-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, AdvancedHair.com.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
When it's cold, the last thing you want is your home's heater to quit on you. At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com. Don't forget, we're
always on time or you don't pay your time. Always on time or you don't pay your time.
independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Need a plumber? Euro Plumbing has the lowest prices in town. Rock bottom prices on whole house repipes, sewer line repairs, even water heaters. 720-500-3000.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
John Davis sitting in for my guy, Zach By, with my other guy, Phillip Lindsay. Phil, it's always cool to see you. Dressed great in the quarter zip. Now, what made you go no shirt under the quarter zip?
It's funny. You know, John, I always wear hoodies right now in the wintertime. I always like to wear my hoodies.
I'm the same way.
But for some odd reason, I don't like to put anything under it. Right? I don't use
under the hoodie?
Yeah, I just wear my hoodie because I'm going to wash it. I'm a guy. I'm gonna wash my pants, my hoodies the same day I wear them. That's the type of guy I am. I gotta be clean.
So I gotta be real. I have a lot of hoodies and I wear them so I can wear them rarely because I try to not the sleeves shrink, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, when you wash them.
Yeah, when you wash them and you extend your arms out and it does this thing, I can't stand it. But
so do you wear something under your
yes,
hoodies all the time?
Yeah. My crew necks, my hoodies. Dante shirt under the crew neck.
Always.
Drew?
Always. That way I can get 2-3 wears out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, man. I'm doing Drew. You putting a shirt under the hoodie?
Always.
A shirt always under the. It's dude. It's pretty weird. You don't.
I mean, maybe it's just this physique I got here.
You do have a good physique.
Bam.
Especially when you hurt your knee and you could only do upper body. You must have looked like a stallion.
I did. They were like, let's test you for steroids. Yeah. All right, 5'8", but you're all rocked up. Let's test you for steroids.
So Phil, Bronco, where did you have the Broncos win total before the year last year?
Oh, John, I want to say over 9.5. So I think 10 wins.
I had them 10-7, but I thought they'd be better.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Same win total, but a better football team. So after going 14-3, which nobody here had them at that many wins.
Oh.
Cecil and Will talk about how they had 13. They didn't win 13. They won 14, so they were wrong. The Broncos right now, where they're valued at going into next year is 9.5 wins. Okay, for one, is that fair?
9.5. You know what? Yes. And here's why. Here's the reason why, John. Because in the NFL, unlike maybe basketball or hockey, every year is a different year for each team. Mm-hmm. And Sean Payton said it himself, that every year you flip that puzzle piece back over, you redo the pieces, and then you try to put it right back together. Because you just don't know what's going to go on for that season with injuries, with players. Some players can have a hell of a year, go for 2,000 yards like Saquon Barkley. The next year, you're saying, okay, where's Saquon Barkley at?
Right.
He struggled to get to 1,000. So I think with the odds makers and everybody is looking at that doesn't believe in the Denver Broncos and they have them at 9.5 wins, it's saying, can you do it again? There was a couple games where you had to come back from behind. The Philly game, the New York Giants. Can you do that again on a daily basis? Probably not. So they're looking at that like, if you get put in these situations again, we're going to bet against you. And for that, I can understand why, because you just don't know what you're going to get out of some of these players. So it's fair for people to still have speculation of the Denver Broncos.
I think it's disrespectful.
Do you?
I think it's disrespectful. You were the 1 seed, 14-3. You lose your quarterback.
Yeah.
And a game that I think a lot of people think the Broncos would win had they had Bo. Now, that's not what happened. So, Patriots fans, chill out. You won. Yeah, you should be there. I think part of this is predicated on the Chiefs' regression last year after winning so many close games the previous year, how it didn't go their way. So, I think a lot of people look at what happened to the Chiefs. Where I would say is part of this, I don't think they win 14 because the schedule is, my God.
It's going to be tough this year.
It's you got the Bills and the Patriots in the AFC, you got the West, the NFC West, and then you've got your own division. It's a lot harder. A few years ago, the Chiefs, when they won their close games, there was some flukiness to it. Like the Raiders snapping the ball and the quarterback's not looking, and it hits his shoulder.
But it's football. Like, things are going to happen.
I felt the Broncos winning close games was more stylistically. Bo Nix, we could talk about, and I have concerns about Bo. My main thing with Bo is I can't remember a quarterback in Denver that avoids disaster better than him. He rarely, there's some bad picks, he rarely does anything that's outright awful to his team. That allows you to not swing momentum totally to the other team. They're built in the trenches. That's kind of built to be a slower, more methodical style of play, boring, and then you can win late. I don't think they won fluky. I think most of the games, other than the Jacksonville game, the Broncos got the other team to play at their pace and got to play at the way the Broncos wanted them to play. Now, next year, I don't know if you get Stafford to do that. I don't know if you get Brock Purdy and the Niners and Kyle Shanahan to do that.
It's just a different beast right now.
Yeah,
the schedule is going to be a lot harder.
I could have understood if this came out at 11 wins. I'd have been like, okay, that makes sense. Given the schedule, the Raiders are probably better. The Chargers are good in the regular season. But 5? 5 wins? Is that the schedule, or is it Bo Nix? Is it the way the defense struggled down the stretch? Is it Bo Nix? What would you point to is a thing within the Broncos? The schedule we know is going to be tough, but within the Broncos specifically, is it the quarterback, or is it the defense faltering, the playmakers?
You know what I think it is? I think it's the people around the quarterback. I think it's the lack of run game that the Denver Broncos had or did not have at the end of the year when J.K. Dobbins went down. All right, the lack of production from the tight end room yet again. This is 2 straight years with Bo Nix where Bo Nix was the identity of the offense. All right, like once J.K. went down, it was Bo Nix be Houdini out there. All right, and that's not going to help you out later on down the line, and it didn't help us out. Bo Nix ends up getting hurt, not just because of that, but he ends up getting hurt. We don't have an identity in the run game again, and so we can't lean on a run game with the backup quarterback. So what I think is people are talking about, thinking about is, hey, this team in Sean Payton for three years of Sean Payton's tenure here, he hasn't been able to come up with a run game. Now, J.K. for the time being until he got hurt, but other than that, he hasn't had a running back that has been able to be as consistent. All right, he hasn't been as creative in the run game. And then, of course, like I just got done saying, the tight end position for 2 straight years, or even 3 if you want to call it that, the tight end position has just been out there collecting the check but not doing their job. And I think that's what they're looking at is like Bo Nix needs more help. And if he doesn't get that help, they are not going to beat the Matthew Staffords. They are not going to beat the 49ers and Brock Purdy if they don't have weapons around Bo Nix. The defense is solid, and they have to stay healthy and continue to grow. But can you help this offense and be more creative with this offense with year 3 quarterback in Bo Nix coming up?
And I think that's all really good point. I do think it is a lot of what's around Bo Nix. But this is, I guess, if you're looking at it now, this team that they have now wins 9.5 games next year. But we haven't actually seen what the team is. Like you said, everything's different year to year in the NFL. So who do they bring around Bo? They're going to obviously have to improve that going into year 3. But I think, so this isn't, so you think they're good with Bo?
Yes. Bo is the franchise quarterback here. Bo Nix is our quarterback. All right, he has done some amazing things. The comebacks, 8 fourth-quarter comebacks in his career, and he has only played in 2 years. I mean, this man is the Denver Broncos quarterback. Now you need to reward him by giving him a run game, by giving him another tight end, or Evan Ingram needs to wake up and start being more productive.
Ooh, we'll get into that later.
And give him another weapon on the outside, a slot receiver, something to help even Cortland Sutton out and free Cortland up. But this is the year where you need to build around Bo, build some weapons around Bo so you can be more explosive as an offense. Woo!
I agree with you. Bo Nix is the franchise quarterback. I think we've seen a mentality out of him that's rare in quarterbacks. That's why there's so few that are truly elite and successful. I think he has that. But I do have a concern, and I do think that's why you see the win total effective about Bo Nix. What is my concern? I'll tell Phil. It's John Davis sitting in for Zach Bye. We'll do that next.
Who Who should the Broncos target to help fortify their linebacker room?
Devin Lloyd, inside linebacker, Jacksonville. Guy is 27 years old, just entering his prime. First-round pick, 2022. The guy's a playmaker. We need inside linebacker help. This is a guy that you could build around for the next 5 or 6 years and finally maybe have that position solved.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And if joint pain is slowing you down, stop trying to push through it. The professionalism at RegenRx's Denver clinic is on another level, guys. These guys actually build a real plan for you. I'm talking about Wharton's jelly for damaged joints, shockwave therapy to get the blood flow back going again. They map out exactly what you need. People always ask me, Phil, what should I expect from RegenRx? Simple, guys. Clarity. We all deserve some type of clarity. They walk you through every step. They show you the options, and then they even schedule a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. And that's why I send people to regenrx.co. Go check them out for yourself. And listen, the consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free. Zero risk. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, RegenRx might be the answer for you. Go to regenrx.co, book their free consult, and see if the stem cell therapy is the right move for you. If joint pain is holding you back from your work, from the gym, from your kids, don't wait. It's all about the quality of life. Invest in your future self so you can stay explosive, stay active, and stay present for your family. Give them a call today at 303-630-9770 for your free consultation, or visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt, eliminate the stress, and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Call them today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey, Brandon Stokely here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Does the air in your home feel like the desert? You don't have to suffer any longer. Get a brand new humidifier for the lowest price of the season. Everyone should breathe easy and healthy in their home. What are you waiting for? Call Rocks Heating and Air for a free, no obligation estimate. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
It's John Davis sitting in for Zach By today. Just to fill everybody in, at the beginning of our last segment, USA Hockey was up 2-0. The segment ended, we looked up, it was 4-0, and then we just looked up, it's 5-0.
Oh, they're putting it on them.
Yeah, so USA Hockey, second period's about to end. They're pouring it on. So it looks like we're going to get that USA Canada. It's 6 a.m. I'm up early. You got kids, so you're going to be up early watching that game Sunday morning.
Oh, man, USA Canada, I mean, that's what it's all about. All right, the Four Nations face-off was crazy last year. It was crazy fun. Exciting, fun, emotional. I can't wait to see that matchup. And I know, we're still in a game here with the USA.
Yeah, if we don't get USA Canada now, something goes terrible in the third period.
Yeah, it's going to be a major meltdown.
It's going to be bad. Speaking of meltdowns, the Broncos, Bo Nix got hurt. I melted down. That was terrible.
That was crazy.
We're talking about the Broncos. 9.5 is the win total on them. You say Bo Nix is the franchise quarterback. I agree.
All right.
I think he's the franchise quarterback. I don't think you outduel Josh Allen the way you did. You make the throws you did with the game on the line over and over again. But there is a concern about Bo Nix. You mentioned the weapons around him.
Yeah.
And that could be an issue. In order for a receiver to make a play, what has to happen first?
Well, the offensive line has to hold up. Quarterback has to get the ball. Let's go. We're going to break this down, John. He's going to have to do his step back, whether it's a 3-step, 5-step, be able to read the defense. Receiver has to run his route. It's all about timing, right? Everything has to be on time.
Exactly.
Damn, you're trying to quiz me already.
Yeah, I got to quiz you here. And with the timing, that's what's most important. Early on in the year, Bo Nix was overthrowing the deep ball.
Yeah.
Every game. And then they just never threw it deep again. Not that they missed. They literally stopped doing it. They took it away. Sean Payton, a guy who tries to do the most creative, outrageous stuff all the time.
That's usually who Sean is.
Stopped throwing the ball deep. That's a concern of mine. Now, the play to Marvin Mims against Buffalo was great. I understand that. But in order for the quarterback to make the next step, people are saying you got to get, do you get George Pickens? You got to bring in a receiver. Well, what's wrong with the guys that run open deep that are already on your roster?
Ooh, hold on.
What's wrong with those guys?
So there's a lot to this already, but what you're saying is the receivers that we have, because I'm talking about we need more weapons. We need more weapons. The receivers that we have, the weapons that are already there, you think are good enough, and it was more of like Bo just not setting his feet, Bo not on the timing, the overthrows,
the deep ball. The deep ball specifically.
All right.
Because you played on offense.
Yeah.
How effective is it to run the ball when the other team thinks the ball could go deep on them?
Oh, it spreads the field out. And this is what I always talk about. When you have those weapons, Cortland Sutton, a tight end that you can rely on, the defense has to stay honest. All right, the defense is always thinking, okay, it can go over the top on us, or a tight end can catch the ball. So now it keeps a guy out of the box. And now it's a lighter box. When you talk about the box, it's the guys that are at the line of scrimmage. It's lighter, and that's easier for a running back in the offensive line to make the plays, have good runs.
Yeah, and that's where my concern is. So I know we talk about the weapons, but a George Pickens, for example, who I'm not saying they should go get, or an A.J. Brown, I'm not advocating, but let's say they do. The ball still has to accurately get in their hands when they're open deep. I think Bo can do it. I'm a big Bo guy.
You're a big
Bo lever. But it's easier when you know you can keep everything in front of you to defend. It's easier to guard 3rd and 7 when you know nobody's going deep on us. I think part of that is I think they misused Marvin Mims for the majority of his career.
I think John?
He's been misused.
Yes. And what's the other one?
That's a bit. So with Bo, it's kind of my main thing, and I want to know what you think about that just generally. Are you concerned about that accurate deep ball? And do you think that if Bo can get that together, because they didn't believe in his ability to do that so much, they stopped doing it outright. And so can he get there? If Bo can get that accurate deep ball, do they need a new wide receiver? They need new running backs. I don't think anybody's saying anything there. But do they actually need a new wide receiver when a guy like Troy Franklin's greatest asset is not even being dialed up?
I'm glad we're talking about this and you're bringing this up. One, I do believe that Bo Nix is going to get the deep ball figured out. I'm glad that you brought up that, hey, Sean kind of stopped going deep like he was scared or he did not trust Bo, which has to stop. That's our franchise quarterback. If that's your franchise quarterback, that means that you believe that quarterback can make every single throw in the playbook. With that being said, Bo Nix knows what he needs to do. All right, be patient in the pocket. Let plays develop. Sean always talks about it, the time, the rhythm, the processing. In order to do that, you have to let a play develop. In order to let a play develop, you're going to have to stay in that pocket, climb the pocket. Your footwork means something. And Kurt Warner actually said that before that. It was like, hey, like this is something that Bo needs to work on. He needs to work on setting up in the pocket, which will help him be more accurate with the deep ball, which I believe he is going to get fixed. Now, the other part to it about the weapons and adding another receiver, I always think of it like Sean brought up one time. The wants, the needs, the must-haves, the have-to-haves. Would I want another receiver? Hell yeah. Who doesn't want more weapons? Could we get an A.J. Brown, a George Pickens? Could we get one of those elite receivers to pair up with Cortland Sutton and these other young receivers and help them out? Yes, if you can do it, go out there and do it. But you don't need to do that. Right. I want it. Right. What you need to do is let someone like Marvin Mims go. Let someone like Troy Franklin continue to open up. I'm okay with that. If you decide, hey, we're not going receiver, or we're going to focus on getting 2 running backs, maybe another tight end, and letting Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant continue to develop, I'm not going to be angry about that. But you also have to use their strengths. Troy Franklin, exactly. Marvin Mims is another one specifically, and they're stretching the football field. So if we're going to go with these receivers once again, then you're going to have to trust that Bo can hit them down the field with the deep ball and let it go. And this is where I believe Davis Webb is going to come to play. We talk about Sean, but we still don't know who's actually going to be calling the plays this year. Is it Davis Webb? Is it Sean? Is it a mixture of both? But I think if Davis Webb, who I believe is going to be the one calling the plays, he's going to open up the playbook. He's going to be more aggressive downfield because he wants to show that, one, he can do it, and 2, he wants to utilize people like Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin and even his former teammate, Evan Ingram.
I all year I pounded the table, just play Marvin Mims like a straight-up receiver. Stop the gadget stuff. The guy catches everything thrown to him. Contested, deep, intermediate, he catches all of it. The Giants game, we saw it late in the year. Just throw it to him. And we've seen it deep everywhere. And why I'm concerned about the deep ball, and I'm gonna go to you right here. Your rookie year, everything's going great. DT gets traded. Emmanuel gets hurt.
Why you gotta bring that up on me, man?
Emmanuel gets hurt. They suddenly just stack the box because all they got to do is stop you.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you get hurt because of this. The Raiders game, but how much does that affect the run game? We can talk about going to get all these running backs. If they know the ball can't go deep, you've played in that to where they're coming at me every play until the quarterback makes them pay, and the quarterback never made him pay. And so consequently, it affected you.
Oh, for sure. And that's why the deep ball must be a big thing this year. All right, the year coming up, Bo Nix must be accurate with the deep ball because it is going to open up the run game. You're right. When I was playing my rookie year, everything was going smoothly. Honestly, too good. It seemed like every single game was the exact same thing. It looked like I was in a beautiful dream, not a nightmare, that I could go out there and do no wrong. But it's because I had Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas, 2 receivers that you still had to respect.
And then a rookie Cortland Sutton who's just going because they can't guard him.
You know, and we had the play action going. And play action is big. Even in Sean Payton's offense, play action's big. And so when you take away, in my case, it was trading Demaryius Thomas, which was the first time that I ever got to witness a trade being done. And Demaryius walking into the building crying because he didn't want to leave. And this was something that just happened out of the blue. And it was like, wow, this is the NFL for you. And when he left and then Emmanuel blew his Achilles out, everybody stacked the box. Everybody stacked that box. So it's important to get that deep ball so that it opens up the offense. It opens up that run game. It takes pressure off of Bo Nix. Sean Payton or Davis Webb, whoever's going to call plays this year, they have to be able to trust Bo on every single throw moving forward. They have to, and they will.
While Bo may not have the deep ball, he's certainly clutch. And you know who's not clutch right now? The Denver Nuggets. How concerned are we with the Nuggets in the clutch? Phil and I get into that next.
Is health the only thing holding the Denver Nuggets back from another title run?
If these guys are healthy, they can make that run. They can take it to OKC and win in 7 if everybody's healthy.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Xfinity. Now, when Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment when the kid starts believing, hey, I could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something super important. That's your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So, while your kid's ordering online or streaming highlight reels, your Xfinity internet price won't change. It will not budge. And who knows, by the time the next Winter Olympics roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 10 years. That's a $10.99 value each month. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions applies. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Taxes, fees, extras. Actual speeds may vary.
You're listening to Sports Talk Radio at work. So is your competition. So are your customers. Denver sports fans don't half listen. They argue. They text in. They remember stats from 1998. They remember who sponsors their obsession. Audio, video, or online. We've got every angle covered. DenverSports.com. Make your move.
President's Day means all 2025s need to go at Ziltahar Motors. This month, get up to $10,000 off or 0% financing for 72 months on all remaining 2025 Ford F-150s. Search all available 2025 inventory and pricing at sghmotors.com and get an instant quote for top value for your trade-in. Ziltahar Motors is Colorado's most trusted dealer for over 66 years. No cutting corners, no corporate games, just real deals from real people. $10,000 off your next F-150 at Ziltahar Motors. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-444-2013. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-2013. That's 800-444-2013. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
What's going on, everybody? After that romantic Valentine's, I know there's a bunch of you guys out there who are thinking about popping that question here soon. Am I right? Well, let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their surface is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments of memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood and Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
Going to talk the Nuggets, and then you mentioned the Broncos name in the last segment that I'm going to bring up to you this segment. Okay. And I'm not sure if I'm, and we're going to talk about this player a lot, but the Nuggets last night.
Well, before you get to that, it's starting to snow outside.
It is?
So you might be a good luck charm. It's snowing right now. It's coming down, little flurries here and there, but every time ZB sits in that seat, sun shines and rainbows. Which I love, but we need a little bit of snow.
Okay, so I'm good luck then.
You're good luck. You're good luck. I want some snow.
Dante's an Arizona guy. Is the snow good luck or bad luck?
Probably depends who you ask. I like the snow.
Okay.
I'm still new enough to Colorado where, like, when it snows, I'll be looking out my window and just watching it fall, and I think it looks so cool. My roommates make fun of me because they're from Colorado. They're natives here, and they're like, oh, like, dreading the drive into work the next day and all this, and I'm just like, guys, how cool is this?
I used to have that where people that weren't from here, they'd look at the mountains, and I'd be like, what are you looking at? They'd be like, the mountains. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's
those things.
That's always been there. But does your mom live in an area where it snows in Arizona?
No, she lives in Phoenix.
Oh, she does live in
Phoenix. Yeah, we're all from Phoenix.
Where do people ski where it snows?
Flagstaff and like Sunrise area as well.
Okay, cool. And there's a college, I think, in Flagstaff.
Northern Arizona, NAU.
There you go. He never misses a lacrosse game by NAU. But it's John Davis sitting in for Zach By today. We've been talking about concerns about the Nuggets.
Yeah.
I think while I'm not concerned about certain things as much as others, I think it'd be weird to not be concerned, to think everything will get figured out.
You seem like you're cool, calm, and collected. Like, big deal. The
no,
Nuggets
it's a big
are still
deal.
Gonna do it.
But I think there's things that are correctable by the playoffs. It's just certain things have to happen. But the clutch.
Yeah.
A team that everybody says, they could win in the clutch. They're 14-14 in the clutch this year. How much does this bother you that we've seen it again? We had the Cavs game a week ago. We see it again last night.
Yeah, at some point you are who you are, correct? Like we said that with the Denver Broncos. Like, they can't keep winning this way. They can't keep winning this way, and they continue to win that way. And at some point you're saying, well, these are just who the Denver Broncos are in 2025. Well, with the Denver Nuggets, this is not the 2023 Denver Nuggets who won the championship with the clutch of Jamal Murray and Jokic. This is the 2025/26 team who's struggling to stay healthy, that also is struggling to win in the clutch. Something has to give. And I'm concerned with that because you have someone like Jamal Murray and Jokic that are available right now, and yet you're still losing. You lose to the Clippers, who are looking to tank right now. So something has to happen for him, and I don't know if it's the two-man game that's stale. I don't know if it's just Jokic not being in shape and mentally just not all there yet to have these clutch moments, or maybe it's just like Jamal Murray finishing the damn game the right way and knocking down all three free throws that you get. Jamal Murray for 2 times has
Isn't that crazy? It's happened twice.
Yes, at the free throw line, and has pretty much, you could say it, choked. And that can't happen. I mean, you choke at the free throw line when you miss when it matters the most. That's considered choking.
What was the first one again? Who was that against again where he missed the first 3? I don't remember. It was within like the last month. Okay, so you look at that one, it's 3 free throws, and that's tough. But Jamal, if you want to be an all-star, you're this all-time clutch. Clutch is Jamal's identity for a long time. You got to hit those threes. You remember it was a game they ultimately lost. Christian Brown against the Knicks. They had this weird foul at the buzzer, and Brown, now it wasn't 3, it was 2, but he was fresh off his injury, and he hit him.
Yeah.
And he got the Nuggets.
He did.
He hit him, and Christian Brown got the Nuggets to overtime. it's kind of funny. You list a lot of things, and earlier I told you to pick one. Now I'm going to go against what I said. It's clearly kind of all of them. It's not having an answer when the 2-man game is stale.
How you gonna make your own rules? How you gonna force me to pick one?
Because Phil, I never put myself in a bad position.
Look, you said because I'm driving today.
Yeah.
I'm in the driver's seat.
I'm in charge, and I think that's actually kind of the scary part about the Nuggets in the clutch is we don't know what to depend on. And I think we look at the 2-man game. Where does it go? The other problem is you're not getting any stops by the other team.
Yeah.
You're letting other teams score these late. To where last night, Brook Lopez, who I'm 42, and I'm looking like, hey, there's somebody out there my age. I'm excited. And he's running wide open. Like, could you imagine being in a game, it's tied in the fourth quarter, and you look out, and Xavier Worthy is just not even Xavier Worthy, the fullback.
What I would say is like something happened. There was some miscommunication, if that was the case in football, where somebody is just wide ass open, butt naked downfield. Somebody messed up. Whether it was a communication problem, didn't hear the play, didn't hear the defensive play. In this case with the Nuggets, though, it seemed like they understood what was going on, and nobody covered Lopez.
Brook Lopez. And that brings me to, we can point to all these different things. Right now, I think a big thing right now is David Adelman is having a hard time coming up with answers. I think he does a lot of things right. I'm not out on Adelman. I'm not trying to do that. But he's, because...
So you blaming David Adelman.
Because of the injuries. I'm blaming... John Davis blames David Adelman.
That's what you said. You said David Adelman.
I think he's having a hard time knowing what to do because he's never got to be settled this year.
Okay.
The injuries have had him constantly having to worry about rotations. And what am I going to do here? And when you didn't have Jokic, but you can kind of be like, hey, guys, let's just play a little loose. And you saw them play loose. They go into Philly, they win. They beat Milwaukee twice because I think there was just kind of, I don't know if it was house money, but it was almost a little more defined what to do. You get Jokic back. You got Peyton Watson. Cam Johnson's out. Peyton Watson. I don't think David Adelman has had a chance to settle down and just focus on almost one thing at a time. So you're almost wishing maybe they pull back and they're like, in the clutch, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And we're just going to do this every time. Jake Shapiro was on the other day, and I agree with him. A lot of things are going to be matchup dictated. I think right now you need to actually pare that back and say, this is just what we're doing in the clutch. This is how we're going to do it.
Well, and I can see why you would say that. And honestly, I don't hate that because you don't have two of your better, especially defensive players.
Exactly.
Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon. And I don't believe that if Aaron Gordon's healthy, that Brook Lopez is sitting there wide open.
Or
right?
Peyton Watson, if either one of them is out there.
You know, just because of one being involved in this team and this chemistry, building that up, but also just the way that they are defensively, they know like, hey, we have to be able to make sure that we close out on everybody, and they did not do that. You know, they did not play great defense, defensive inbounding, and look what happened. It hurt you, it cost you because of that. But I don't want to sit here and blame David Adelman for everything when the players, I've always said this, and I'm going to continue to say it, players make plays, players win games. And when you have the Nuggets and these players that are out there and you're beating the Clippers, and yet you look up and they end up beating you by 1 point, that's because you didn't execute when it mattered the much in the clutch situations, or you didn't make that free throw that would have sent it in overtime. So things like that, I don't want to necessarily blame David Adelman. Now, he has his flaws. He's a rookie head coach, but it's Jokic and it's Jamal and it's these vets.
They should make up for that.
They have to be able to make up for that. And they're out there playing. They have to find a way to execute when it matters the most. I'm sorry. Like, they have to do it. And this year they have not done that. They're 14-14 in clutch situations. That's not good enough. That right there is why I'm so concerned about the Denver Nuggets moving forward, because this is a tougher down the stretch is going to be some tougher games. And you're going to be in a lot of situations where you got 2-3 minutes left in the game and you have to find a way to win it. And I can't sit here and say today that, oh, I'm confident that they can do that because of what they're not showing me.
That's a great point. And I agree with Jake Shapiro, by the way, that things should become matchup dictated. That's why you have a diverse roster.
Yes.
Is so you can, but when guys are hurt, things get different. And I think they've just got to come to some sort of thing right now where it's like, these are the five right now. When the game's on the line, it's CB, it's Tim Hardaway, and that's just what we're doing. Defend the best you can, and just we're going to try to win that way. What was weird about last night was in a lot of these games that they've blown, they've blown it like they did last night, but last night they were behind going into I think they got down like 5 with a few minutes left. Jokic started hitting from inside the paint, a little bit outside the paint. He ended up getting a shot blocked. So it felt like Jamal gets the dunk. So it felt like for a moment last night, like, okay, we're the ones that are going to steal it. We're going to take it from them.
Momentum and shift the momentum back in our favor.
And I like what you're saying. I think Adelman, it's not that I think Adelman is coaching bad. I just think he hasn't had any level of continuity with this roster to develop any sort of plan. So everything's like, well, this is different than it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So now I got to figure it out. I do agree with you, though. I don't care what the scheme is. Brook Lopez should not be running wide open. It doesn't matter if you've got to say, I know I'm supposed to be right here, but this is going to happen.
It was Cam Johnson, correct? Cam Johnson.
It was Cam just playing
there.
up. Yeah, he
and
was
it's
playing
like,
up.
Cam, like, this is like the nitty gritty of the game. There's a big old center sitting in front of you, wide open. Like, yeah, it might not be your guy, or you guys might be doing something different, but maybe get on him, make it harder for them to make a decision. Instead, you don't. It's an easy free bucket, and so now it just puts more pressure on you, and so things just have to be corrected. And it comes down to, it seems like the chemistry is just not there, obviously because of the injuries. Communication seems to not be there at times. That's because of the chemistry that still needs to be built, and they don't have a lot of runway. So am I concerned? Heck yes, I'm concerned. Am I going to pull the fire alarm and say, this team is cooked? No, I don't believe that yet. But something has to give, because if you're looking like this now, then don't expect to just turn it on when the postseason begins, because that's not how it works, especially when you don't have chemistry built.
Right. It's getting late early, as they say, for the Denver Nuggets. Something else, they had a lot of free throw attempts in the fourth quarter last night. I think it was like, at one point, it was 14. They were getting to the line more in the fourth quarter than they were in whole other games combined. Jamal and Jokic have to hit those. We talk about Jamal and Jokic. I know we're talking about the last 3. Jokic wasn't particularly good from the free throw line last night. And the ball, again, falling short. There's something with his legs.
Yes.
It's just there's something with his legs. And you made the point, why is he shooting so many threes? Because he's tired. His legs aren't there. Jamal, I'm going to bring in an experience you went through. So you played for the Broncos during a time where there's not a lot of great things to talk about. But you talk about Jamal at the free throw line.
Yeah.
3's a lot to ask. I get it. But you're paid. You're an all-star. You're Mr. Clutch. The game's on the line. This is where you say players make plays.
Yes.
Case Keenum got paid a lot of money. Now, I'm not saying Case Keenum and Jamal are equivalent players.
I'm
not doing that.
Where are you going with this?
But we could talk about how the Nuggets got to that ending last night. All the mistakes they made, the turnovers, the missed shots, everything. Bottom line is, we know for a fact the game goes to overtime if you hit all 3 of those free throws. Just like we knew for a fact if Case Keenum on Monday night hits Demaryius Thomas walking into the end zone, you guys deliver Patrick Mahomes his first loss. That was a dominant team. Yeah, you could talk about how Vaughn let Mahomes slip. You could talk about everything, but we know for a fact if Case just does what he's paid to do,
just make that throw.
Free agent quarterback, make that throw. Does that do anything to a team when the guy that's paid to make that doesn't? How deflating is that? I mean, Jamal's a big reason they have any wins this year. Jamal's unbelievable. I think he's the team MVP this year.
And I think, it's a lot different, John, because of what Jamal has done this year, because of what Jamal has done in his career. He's Mr. Clutch. So you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and you're going to know that, like, hey, look, at some point, as players, all right, you don't want to put the blame on one guy, because you know that next game could be you, and you want to make sure that your players, your teammates have your back. Because things are going to go right for you and things are going to go wrong. For Jamal, we look at it, all right, and it's Jamal has had a great year, best year of his career. And he's going to have times where he is not on. He is human. But then you look at Jamal and say, damn, man, you've done this twice already when it comes to the free throws. And we could have won twice, or at least went to overtime in this game, if you make those free throws. And I think a lot of that just has to do with concentration. A lot of that has to do with confidence. And I think that throughout that game last night, the Denver Nuggets started to lose their confidence, saying, damn, I thought we were going to just run this team over. And they started to come back. They didn't have any answers for a guy coming off a bench who made 38 points on you.
Yeah, they had nothing.
Nobody's going to blame. I don't want to sit here and say it's just on Jamal. It's not just on Jamal. Now, Jamal was in a pivotal situation, a pivotal moment, and he didn't come through.
You could put Jamal was pretty rough last night.
But it wasn't just Jamal. Jokic
No,
was
the whole
rough
team.
too.
They were all turning the ball over.
0 for 6 from the three-point
They
line
had
for Jokic.
they had a point in the game where the Nuggets were up, and they tried a deep ball across the court after the Clippers scored. I can't remember if it was Jokic who threw it, and it just flew out of bounds. It was just like sloppy plays like that. To use a football analogy, because the Broncos are getting chemistry, or the Nuggets, they're learning to play together, and that can lead to turnovers. To me, it's like a quarterback with a receiver they don't know, and that receiver cuts in when they're expecting a post.
Yep.
And it leads to an interception, and everybody's yelling at the quarterback when there's a chance that the receiver was supposed to go, post or whatever. It just looks like a lot of that with the Nuggets right now, that guys just aren't always sure where the other one can be. And even though Jamal and CB have played together, they haven't played with Cam that much. And so that's a different dynamic out there. I don't know if this is more reps. The concern, or not concern, let's look at the bright side. Bruce Brown's playing great.
He is.
Cam Johnson's playing really well.
He's starting to
Julian
heat up.
Strother's playing really well. So they found a way that guys continually have stepped up all season with the Nuggets. It's weird. I joked about earlier. They're now surviving the Jokic minutes.
That's crazy.
The Memphis game last week when Valanciunas was in there, they got up like 10, and then Jokic came in and they turned the ball over.
But you know what, John? Like you're bringing this up, and you're right. Like you're seeing some good things happen, and the Nuggets are still in this thing. But we all know, let's be real, if the starting five aren't healthy and they're not on the same page, we are not winning a championship this year. And that's the ultimate goal, I think, for me and for all of us, right? Like we're looking at this year as like, championship or bust. Like that's how I feel. And I understand that there's things going on with this team where you have a bunch of injuries. But like Zach and I have said multiple times, everybody in that league is dealing with injuries and nobody else cares. So you have Jokic that's back in the mix. You have Jamal Murray that was just announced an all-star, and he had his moment. You're getting Cam Johnson back. Christian Brown, who by the way,
he's playing better.
He's playing better, but 7 points, that's not good enough.
His defense is on point, but he doesn't have the lift.
Exactly.
He just doesn't have the lift right now.
And Z and I talked about yesterday, like it's CB's time to say, okay, like you guys took care of me when I was hurt and you guys pulled my weight. Now it's time for me to do the exact same thing because Aaron Gordon and Payton Watson are out. Now I have to play better defense and I have to score some points. Well, Christian Brown's not doing that. So things have to happen for this team, but it needs to start happening with the starters. Because if the starters are not on the same page, we are not winning a damn championship.
We are not winning a damn championship. Phillip Lindsay. We are not.
Come on.
The Nuggets, hang that in the locker room. We are not winning a damn championship. Phillip Lindsay.
No. If the starters don't get going, don't put them. No.
Did you guys hear what Phillip Lindsay said? But Phil, we'll continue. Hopefully, we'll continue to talk about the Nuggets. Watch it specifically in the clutch because they could have more wins. But Phil, it's time for Fill in the Blank, brought to you by Williams Jewelers. You ready for this?
Let's go.
And I want to talk to you about this because it's a name you brought up. What should the Broncos do with Evan Ingram?
You've been waiting for this.
I have been.
So I want you, and you listen all the time. So I can't wait to hear what you think when it comes to Evan Ingram. And we've talked about this in the past, and everybody has talked about Evan Ingram. Why? Because he's this tight end that supposedly was supposed to be the Joker, and he was not the Joker, and the joke was on us. So going into year 2. You have, you're tied to him with the money. Now, there's ways you can get out of it, restructure deal, cut him. But let's say you don't. You need more productivity out of Evan Ingram. So what do you do with him? You get him more involved. All right, there was a lot of times this year where Evan Ingram was sitting there on the sideline, a fan like you and I, cheering for everybody else, cheering for Adam Trotman, when Evan Ingram is more explosive, and yet he's the one giving Adam Trotman the Gatorade bottle. Make that make sense. Now, I do understand that Evan Ingram needs to pull his weight and catch that damn ball, all right, and get a little bit more separation like he was during camp. But also for Sean, it's like you gotta help him out as well by maybe giving him the opportunity to be the number 1 target or the number 2 read, right? Something like that. So I think it goes hand in hand. So this year coming up, if Evan Ingram is still on this football team, which I believe he will be, you got to get this man involved. So, Davis Webb, if you're hearing me right now, be creative with the so-called Joker. Let him stretch the field and not just vertical, right? Getting across the football field like we saw a couple times against the Chargers. I want to say the last game of the year, Evan Ingram comes across the field. It's called a shallow route. So he's kind of like bleeding across the field, and he was open for a 25, 30-yard
They
gain.
did it in preseason, I think, against the Cardinals. It was like a 70-yard gain
exactly.
in preseason.
So you need to do more of that with Evan Ingram, and that's on Sean Payton, Davis Webb, and honestly, it's on Bo Nix trusting his tight end and giving him more opportunities.
Yeah, there does need to be an element to me of just throw it to him.
Just throw it to him.
It sounds weird, but where do tight ends live? Middle of the field.
Yeah.
And Bo doesn't throw over the middle of the field. So they've got to correct that. You said something, I believe, about Rico Dowdle, and I'm going to keep bringing this up because you said something that I've been saying about Evan Ingram. Of all the playmakers on the Broncos, nobody, the second they get the ball on their hands, is immediately upfield.
Yeah.
As well as Evan Ingram.
They get
There's no
vertical.
dancing around. He gets vertical on a dime. And you notice when the ball was in his hands, it's immediately upfield. His yards after catch look good. We saw it against Washington. We saw it late against the Giants. We saw it late against Philadelphia. His ability to go forward and really advance the ball is better than anybody they currently have on the field. It's a big part of what's missing in their playmaking. Things tend to go to the sidelines a lot of the time, whether it be the routes, whether it be the run game. They're just constantly going to the sideline. That's why when they went for it on fourth down against the Patriots, I said to my friend, I said, don't roll him out.
And what did they do?
And what did they do? They rolled him out. So with Evan Ingram, don't get rid of him. Why go? It was like when they fired Vance and got Vic. Why fire Vance to hire Vance? Don't get rid of Evan Ingram to go get Kyle Pitts and then have the same problem over again. They're the same guy. So you already got one here. Don't eat the dead money. Find a way to get him the ball because he will. If he gets it with 6 yards, he's going to get 8 to 10 because he's immediately vertical. And that's where I think they misused of all the players they misused on the offense. It's Mims, but then it's Ingram because they didn't get it to a guy that advances the ball.
Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be a lot of pushback on you with Evan Ingram and getting him more involved, other than what I said earlier, where Evan Ingram, like when he talked at the podium at the end of the year, it seemed like he wasn't wanting to take accountability for what he was not doing.
That is what it sounded like.
And as a player, you have to understand, like, dude, it's not all on the coach. It's not all on the quarterback that needs to get you the ball, but it's like, what are you doing? And my guessing is he's going back, he's watching film, he's looking himself in the mirror and saying, I could have been a better player. I could have been more available during this game or that game. I could have been more focused. So I want him to just sit back and take some accountability, though, that, like, I dropped a couple footballs. Yeah, there were a couple overthrows, but were you mentally in it when you knew that you weren't going to be the number 1 or 2 read? My guessing is no. So for Evan Ingram, he needs to come into this year hungry, right? A hungry vet saying, like, I deserve to have more opportunities. You're getting paid like it, and everybody wants you to be this joker, but you got to go out there and take it. And Bo has to build this trust. And how do you do that? All right, Evan Ingram needs to be on the phone with Bo throughout this offseason. Let's get together. Let's talk. Let's build a relationship together so that you can trust me on that football field, and we can go from there. But this is why I'm thinking that you're going to see a lot more Davis Webb calling the plays, John. Davis Webb is going to be more creative with
that preseason play was Davis Webb calling the plays.
There you go, right?
Yep.
Just being more creative, being more aggressive, but also getting other players involved, like a Marvin Mims, who was not involved this year other than in the playoffs. And for Evan Ingram, and I keep bringing it up, and there's a reason why I keep bringing it up, is Davis Webb was teammates with Evan Ingram.
That's right, Giants.
At the Giants.
Yep.
Threw him a couple passes, maybe even a touchdown. I would have to go back and see. So Davis Webb knows how Evan Ingram ticks. So it's going to be interesting to see what Evan Ingram and Davis Webb can do together, because Davis Webb's going to be calling the plays. So I'm thinking you're going to see a better year for Evan Ingram, who, by the way, will be on this team. There's not going to be no cuts with Evan Ingram.
he's good. But I'm with you. I don't want A.J. Brown and George Pickens because I can't have guys who take plays off mentally.
Well, I'm okay with that. I'll take A.J. Brown too, buddy.
George Pickens,
give me everybody.
George Pickens would win you 3 games on his own, but you got to deal with the other stuff. Fill in the blank. I haven't got to do fill in the blank with you. That was great. Man. Fill in the blank. Brought to you by Williams Jewelers. Phil, it's up next. An old Colorado sports name showed up today. Who is it? We'll get into that in the 3 count next.
Should the Broncos consider trading one of their starters on defense?
To me, there's two guys for one spot. One guy you took with the 83rd pick in the NFL draft. One guy you took with the 20th pick. Plus, Moss is getting ready to get paid. Barron, you got a ways to go until you have to pay him. I think it's simple. Riley Moss needs to be dealt this offseason.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit.
Hey guys, Boys Speak here today by my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. If you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and you can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-944-33, 720-944-33. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. For a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
John Davis filling in for Zach By. Do you want to do it or should I?
No, John, let's see what you can do.
Yesterday he held it for a while. He was like, top rope winner.
Well, it's because here's the thing. Every day it's a build-up. So Monday's the start of the week, so you don't do it as long. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday hits. Let's come off the top ropes with it.
There you go. You could have done it the whole time.
Let's go.
If you could have done the whole segment, I would have been impressed. Nolan Arenado.
Who?
Nolan Arenado, Colorado Rockies great, who a lot of people don't love anymore because he left town. I'm not even sure everybody knows he's no longer with the St. Louis Cardinals. He's with Dante's Arizona Diamondbacks. So today, spring training, first at bat, Rockies Diamondbacks. Dante, what happens?
Arenado had a shot into deep left center, took Senzatella deep.
Took Senzatella deep.
So it was a beautiful swing, too. It looked great coming off the bat.
Now, I don't mean to do this, but there's been some excitement around the Rockies. Not so much like they're going to make this big playoff run, but they've made changes. It's going to be different.
Yeah.
They're starting a turnaround. Is this the sports gods saying no?
I mean, it's definitely not a good start, not a good look to have that happen to you.
Your
I mean,
first at bat.
we've been talking, and everybody has been bragging about the bullpen and how the pitchers are going to be better this year on the mound. And you look at what just happened the first time out. It's like it's not a good look.
And it's against the guy that you very infamously, Nolan Arenado, got rid of. He's faded a little bit in St. Louis, at least because St. Louis has faded a little bit. Dante, you're a Diamondbacks fan. You're a baseball fan. Where is Nolan Arenado? What has it been like for him career-wise the last few years? And what do you think is going to happen with him in Arizona?
Yeah, it hasn't been great the last couple of years in St. Louis, but I think a change of scenery will be good for him, and I think a team that's competitive will be good for him as well. I think Arenado is the kind of player where if the games matter, he's going to perform better, and the games should be mattering all season. So I think that he's going to have a strong bounce-back year this year for the Diamondbacks, and I think anytime you get traded, it kind of wakes you up and like, oh, okay, well, that's what you thought of me? I'll go show you. And now he's in the division with the Rockies. He's going to be visiting Coors Field a bunch of times this year. So if you're a Rockies fan and Arenado fan, you can go out and see him, 6 to 10 times a year. So I think he's in for a bounce-back year.
The Colorado Rockies. You know what? We haven't talked about them yet as much as we need to here soon if they're going to be any sorts of good. But they have the odds out on the wins and losses this year. 162 games.
Same as the Broncos, 9.5.
What is it, 54 and a half? What are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking this year?
I think, Dante, this is weird. I was talking to Drew about this beforehand. I think like 20 to 25 less losses. I know that's kind of a weird way to look at it. How good of a jump is that?
I mean, that would be an incredible jump if they're able
Is
to
it
do
realistic?
that. I think it might be a little unrealistic,
Okay.
but I think they're going to be way more competitive this year than what
Exactly.
we've seen in years past. I am somewhat of an optimistic fan when it comes to the Rockies. I could see them getting to that 58 to 65 window of wins, so building upon what they did last year a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be in the hunt for a wild card spot by any means.
Drew?
And I will say, as maybe the biggest pessimist about the Rockies in the city of Denver, I actually agree with Dante. I think there's a chance, and I would not be shocked if they could get to the 60-win mark this season, which on the surface, like 60 wins, you're still well below 500. And you're, 1682. But that would show a huge, huge jump and a huge sign of progress that this new regime in the front office with DePodesta and Josh Byrne, like this thing is going in the right direction. And I'll be honest, I've been encouraged so far with what I've seen and heard from manager Warren Schaefer. So my pessimism about this organization is slowly starting to flip into some more optimism, which I never thought I'd see the day.
You know, I think there's going to be some excitement with
That's
some of
what
these
it is.
younger players.
That's
It's
what
the
it
youth movement right now, but it's the thing right there. It's the youth movement. And when you have a bunch of younger players, usually you don't win those games. And we all know that. You want to be in tight games, but usually you won't pull them out because they don't have enough experience. With that being said, I don't see the Rockies getting to 60 games. I see the Rockies being exciting, and there's going to be some games where they're able to get 3 or 4 in a row, 4 or 5 maybe in a row. But I still see them falling short and getting like 52 games. But you're giving that youth the experience.
And the sad thing is 52 games would be progress.
That's
Based on what last year was. But for me, it's all about like the wins and losses don't even really matter that much. It's just like, how does it look?
Yeah.
Does it look like they're making strides? Does it look like they're developing some of these younger players that clearly have a ways to go, but there's talent? Like, when do we see Charlie Condon, one of their top prospects? Yeah. Do we get to see Ethan Holiday? Stuff like that. So
how does Dolander look this year, knowing that he doesn't have to try to be the man at such a young age?
Exactly.
So go Rockies. Either way, go Rockies. But Nolan Arenado, first at bat, hits a home run against the Rockies today. So that's great. Next on the 3 count.
1, 2.
Drew, the Chicago Bears might be becoming the Indiana Bears. India lawmakers unanimously approved an amendment that clears a path for the Bears to build a stadium in Hammond, Indiana. Is this a leverage play by the Bears to get more public funding to stay in Chicago, or could the Bears actually move? And how lucky are we? So much in football is about ownership. How lucky are we to have the ownership we have here in Denver? So let's start there. We're not getting moved around. We're talking Barnum Yards. But it's all in Colorado at the very least.
I mean, like this is why we're spoiled. We're spoiled.
Yeah.
Like, everything is going to be here in Denver, in Colorado, where we're not moving. So we have to be excited about that. Now, for the Chicago area, I mean, that has to suck. It has to. Come on. Like, we would be called the Indiana Bears?
Yeah, and I don't know if they probably keep the name the Chicago Bears, but then everybody in Indiana would be like, So, Drew, you're Chicago. You are very dialed in with Chicago sports. What are we really looking at here with this Indiana Bears story that's been coming out?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I can't even believe that this is a part of the conversation. Like, the fact that they are talking about jumping the border and going and playing in Northwest Indiana, do people know where this Hammond place is? Like, it's right next to Gary, Indiana. Literally one of the most dangerous cities in the United States.
You're not lying, Drew.
I mean, it is not a good place to be. Now, that being said, I would venture a guess that this is all still a high leverage play. There is, I don't want to say never, but I would be stunned if this actually came to fruition. And the crazy part, when you look at the logistics of Chicago, because everybody's heard of like Chicagoland, it's this big, all-encompassing area right next to Lake Michigan. It's a huge, huge area. But they're talking about initially they wanted to move the stadium up to Arlington Heights, which is one of the northwest suburbs near O'Hare Airport. But if you look at where that site is compared to this side of Indiana, the Indiana site is actually only 22 miles away from Soldier Field. So yes, it crosses state lines, but it is a shorter drive from Soldier Field, where they currently play, to Hammond, Indiana, than it is Arlington Heights, Illinois. But again, it's Illinois, it's Indiana.
Exactly.
So I don't. This whole thing is just bizarre. And again, if you're a Broncos fan, thank your lucky stars that you have the ownership that you do, that you don't have to deal with this kind of nonsense anymore.
Because nobody wants to see the the Chicago. I'm not a Bears fan. I have no reason. Nobody wants to see the Chicago Bears, iconic, legendary NFL franchise.
No,
not playing their Soldier Field's top 5, 3, 4 most legendary stadiums.
At least it used to be.
It used to
before
be
the renovation.
Yeah. So now you don't want to see this. You don't want to see the Bears. Keep it in Chicago. I don't care how close.
Maybe
it is.
if it does happen, maybe they go with remember the old days with the Angels, how they were the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah.
Maybe they could be the Chicago Bears of Hammond, Indiana.
Yeah, that does not sound sexy.
No, it's the whole thing is silly.
Can you imagine that hoodie? It's got
right?
3 rows.
Yeah.
Small print.
Yeah. They got a small print that. So we're gonna punt on the third part of the 3 count today, Phil. But no, Arenado gets a hit, and the Bears are moving to Indiana. What a wild ride the 3 count was today. R9 News insider Mike Kliss joins us next.
Does Sean Payton need a home run hitter in the running back room?
Travis Etienne is the type of playmaker that the Broncos need on their offense. He's a guy that gets to top speed instantly. He gets to and through the hole quickly. He explodes on the linebacker level, and he's got the long speed that you could have a simple handoff for Travis Etienne, and all of a sudden it's a 60-yard run.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Sex, intimacy, love. These 3 things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
You know what it takes to win: the preparation, the game plan, the refusal to quit when things get hard. You bring that same mentality to your business every single day. But even the best teams need fans in the seats. At Denver Sports, we put your business in front of Denver's most passionate, loyal audience, on air, online, and on the big screen. You've got the drive, we've got the reach. Visit us online at DenverSports.com. Let's build your roster.
I'm Neil, founder of Clayroom. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
AutoNation's New Year, New Wheels event is going on now. Drive any new or used vehicles 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Save thousands on your favorite cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, we'll buy your car for top dollar today. Don't miss 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store or AutoNation.com. On select models with approved credit, interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details, subject to in-store verification.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
John Davis filling in for Zach By. We will be joined by Mike Kliss shortly, but it's official, Phil. Sunday morning, 6 a.m., USA Canada gold medal game hockey.
Easy like Sunday morning. USA. USA. I love it. I love it.
And they went out and dominated Slovakia today. But we are now joined by our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss, and Mike is presented by Fitness Gallery. Mike, I'll jump right in here. You had a nice write-up the other day talking about Alex Singleton potentially being brought back. My question to you is, I was impressed with Justin Sternod last year. I thought he grew quite a bit from the previous year. Is a pairing of Dre Greenlaw and Justin Sternod something that you think could possibly happen?
Yeah, you're saying what? That it would be one or the other, or both?
Yeah,
of them?
yeah. If they win, instead of Singleton, maybe they bring back Justin Sternod to be the starter with Dre Greenlaw. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's possible, but I think Singleton and Sternad is more likely, and I think I also think that getting another inside linebacker is possible somewhere. But right now you have Singleton as he's their tackle leader, and I don't get some of the people who. I wrote him up a little bit that he might even be a priority, and I think he is among their free agents. Everyone loves John Franklin Myers, but they have a lot of backups behind him. Alex Singleton really doesn't have a backup behind him. Sternad's a different type of linebacker. He's more of a sideline to sideline, a playmaker. Singleton is the downhill tackler, and so I think the question at inside linebacker, more than whether they want to re-sign Singleton or re-sign Sternad, do they want Greenlaw back at $9 million after he was such an injury-prone guy right from the get-go? He was injury-prone when they signed him. They crossed their fingers. They took a risk. The reason why they were able to sign him is because he was injury prone. And then he had a real injury plagued season where, he missed the first 8 games, 7 games, then was suspended, then missed the last couple. I don't think he was Dre Greenlaw that they saw on tape. He had those 2 goal line stops against Houston. And, and other than that, I'm not sure there was a huge impact. So that's somebody to watch. I know Sean Payton talked about him as if he was coming back, and so he may very well come back. But that's some interesting decisions they've got at inside linebacker, Singleton, Sternad, and Greenlaw. And also, on top of all that, there's some good inside linebackers out there in the draft and free agency. I think that's a position that's going to be priority this offseason.
Sorry for cutting you off, Mike. No, there really is. There's some talented inside linebackers in the draft that the Denver Broncos should be looking at if they decide not to go with Alex Singleton. Another, and I want to say he's unrestricted free agent, Jaquan McMillan, who made himself a lot of money this year. My question to you, Mike, is: are the Denver Broncos trying to get something done with him? And if they are, what does that look like for someone like Jahdae Barron, the Crystal, right, that Sean Payton and George Payton talked about? Is there going to be some kind of friction there if the Denver Broncos get something done with Jaquan McMillan?
Yeah, that is going to be interesting because of what you just said. You got a first-round draft pick behind him. Jaquan he's a restricted free agent. Is that what you said, Phillip?
No, I said unrestricted. It's restricted.
Yeah, no, he's restricted. So the low round tender, the undrafted guy, is now up to 5.8 a salary. I believe the second round tender is up around 8 something. So he's going to get tendered either 5.8 or 8.5. I'm not sure about the long term commitment though, because of Jahdae Barron. I mean, they thought Barron was going to play instead of McMillan this year, right off the jump. He was going to start game one. It didn't happen. McMillan changed those plans. I think it makes sense to tender McMillan for either the low tender or the second round tender, one of those two. But I'm not sure about the long-term contract. That's going to be interesting because of Barron. Both of those guys are nickel guys. Neither one is an outside guy. I mean, they can play outside in a pinch, but they're really foremost nickel guys. And so that's a heck of a decision you have to make there. You would think, though, in typical roster building, Jaquan's on year to year because Barron's right there behind him. And you want Barron, you don't want to waste a first-round pick and have him sit on the bench for 4 years. So right now, I would be, I'd be scratching my head a little bit if Jaquan got a multi-year deal because of Barron being behind him. That's a tough call for him because Jaquan, boy, what a takeaway machine, what a ball hawk he is. Yeah. He's just tenacious at the ball. He made the play of the year in the playoff game, and that's just part of his personality. So they're going to have to, that's what happens when you go 14-3. You have a lot of good players, and you can't keep them all, and that's going to be one of the tougher decisions.
We are joined by our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Mike, last year we all kind of left the season after the Bills' wild card loss after Bo Nix's rookie year thinking, well, they need to bolster the offense. And then the Broncos let us know they felt they needed to further bolster the defense, meaning what we view and they view can be two different things. A lot of people out there, looking at some of the wide receivers that might be out there, but Marvin Mims is shown he can be a number 2 wide receiver, and they still have Cortland Sutton. So is there a good likelihood that they do run it back with this receiver room, kind of with how they've been bringing these guys along? Because if they brought in somebody else, the question is, well, who do you kind of put on the bench? Franklin, Mims, Pat Bryant. None of them have really done enough to deserve that. So is it possible that they run it back with this receiver room?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. That I think the top 4, you got Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin in there, along with Mims and Cortland. And Cortland's kind of a 1-2. He's kind of a hybrid, number 1, number 2. I think Mims is kind of a hybrid, number 2, number 3, because he's kind of a role type of receiver. Same thing with Franklin. They each have roles. Bryant's the 3rd and 6th receiver. Franklin, you might want to get him out in space a little bit with his speed. But you don't want to get a guy to hinder the development of Mims who seems like he hasn't quite scratched the surface on his potential yet. Franklin hasn't either. Bryant's one of those guys where he'll get better each year, but he's a little closer to a finished product, I think, than Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims, who still have a lot of upside. I think I agree that they'll run it back with these top four. On the other hand, there's so many good receivers out there in free agency and the draft. And in particular, the draft. There's supposed to be 11 receivers taken in the first 2 rounds. I think the Broncos should go ahead and get one. And, Cortland's guarantee is up after 26. Mims, his rookie contract expires. I'm sure they're going to extend him before the start of the season. But, you got some guys with some contract situations where it'd be good to draft a guy and have him develop as a rookie along with these other 4. Then you got a big 5 instead of the big 4.
Mike, thank you so much for joining us. We'll continue to follow up with you as the Broncos get closer to free agency here in a few weeks. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, a lot of questions answered Tuesday, guys, when George and Sean, Payton and Payton speak to us. So
okay, yeah.
Maybe the subjects and the talk shows topics will change a little bit after Tuesday.
Yeah. Really looking forward to that. Mike, have a great weekend.
All right. See you guys.
That was our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. They sell the world's finest fitness equipment. It's next, Phil. Zach's not here. I'll do my best. We've got trivia.
Let's go!
Should the Broncos be aggressive in the tight end market again this offseason?
I think there's some opportunities out there to kind of fix that issue if the draft is in a place where you're like, hey, I'm comfortable going up and getting Sadiq and moving up 10 spots. Like, if you're not comfortable doing that, then I think there's free agents available
that would fit the bill. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? When you're dealing with joint pain, you don't want just guesswork. You want a real plan. And that's why I send people to Regen RX in Denver. Their professionalism is on another level, guys. The moment you walk in, they break everything down for you. Maybe it's the Wharton's jelly to support the joints. Maybe it's the shockwave therapy to wake that blood flow back up. Whatever the case may be, they're going to sit you down and map it out step by step. And they don't just treat you one time and disappear. No. At Regen RX, they are going to build a 6-month booster to help keep your results feeling strong. That's how you know they're serious about your long-term performance. But here's the part that everybody loves the most. Their consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free, no risk, no commitment, just real answers. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or joint pain that's slowing you down, this is your chance to see if their treatments can work for you. Look, if joint pain is stealing your explosiveness, your confidence, your ability to keep up with your kids, stop pushing through it. Your quality of life matters. You guys matter. So give RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and invest in your future self. And let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food. But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
Need a new water heater? Euro Plumbing has lifetime warranties, great financing, and low pricing. 720-500-3000. 720-500-3000.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
John Davis sitting in for Zach By today. We'll get right to it. It's trivia, right? It's time to do trivia. How did they do with your questions?
They went 4-0 this morning.
What? Did they? I didn't get to listen to it today. Did they? Wow, good for them.
Yeah, no, they were pretty impressive.
I like when they miss
struggle?
one.
Did they struggle at all?
There was one that they had to guess on. It was about who was the most recent Bronco to get a franchise tag.
Oh, yes.
No, Justin Simmons didn't get one.
No, it was Justin.
It was
Simmons.
Justin. He didn't play on it, but he got.
Oh, he got it.
Tags.
That's what it was. Okay, cool.
But they were kind of debating between 2 or 3 players on that one, and they just kind of guessed Justin Simmons. They got that one, and then for the most part, they pretty easy on the rest of them.
All right, we'll do our best. This is so much pressure filling in on trivia. So
don't worry, we got a good core. Got a good core.
We gotta get. Oh, I gotta get the trivia. I gotta get where. Oh, you hit it. I'm like, oh my god, where is it? Yeah, hit it.
Question number 1 from the Olympics. What former Avalanche player is the all-time leading Olympic points leader?
All right, well, that's easy.
Yeah, of course. I know it, but Drew, if you want to tell everyone else what it is.
Drew, give it to
Do you guys have any clue?
Well, my guess would be Joe Sakic. Is it Sakic?
It is not Joe Sakic, and it actually.
Oh, it's a former Avalanche player.
It is, but now it's technically untrue now because it's changed as of this morning.
Is it Mikko Rantanen?
It is not Mikko Rantanen. The correct answer.
Hold on. Is it a yesteryear player?
It is a yesteryear player.
And was it like an Avalanche player or one of those guys they got?
It was one of those guys they got. Somebody you and I actually were discussing on the couch before
Theo
the
Fleury?
show. It's not Theo Fleury.
No,
Ray Bork.
The Kachuk.
No,
he never played with the
Ray
Avs.
Bork.
Nope.
Rob Blake.
I'll give you the answer. All right.
Okay.
Teemu Selanne.
I should have said Selanne. His one bad year was with
right,
the Avs.
and it's not true anymore because Connor McDavid actually passed him this morning. I think Selanne had 11 points or whatever, and McDavid passed it with 12.
Wait, how would it be McDavid though?
McDavid passed him this morning because McDavid got his 12 point.
Yeah, but he's not a former Avalanche player.
No.
No. Teemu Selanne, former Avalanche, had the record at the time of the question.
Gotcha. Okay.
He's no longer the answer.
Yeah.
So guess is Teemu Selanne.
Teemu Selanne is the answer.
Answer, Teemu Selanne.
Let's go.
Nice job, Drew.
Question number 2. of the following Colorado Rockies pitchers who were drafted in the first round, which one has the most career big league wins? Not just wins with the Rockies. Is it Kyle Freeland, John Gray, Jamie Wright, Tyler Anderson, or Jeff Francis?
Ooh. Five guys.
5 guys.
Five guys.
We usually give them 5 answers.
Okay,
too,
so 5. Okay, yeah, that's true. You do.
So I think I'll replay the names real quick.
Yeah, replay them.
Is it Kyle Freeland, John Gray, Jamie Wright, Tyler Anderson, or Jeff Francis?
All right, so immediately we got to think of, because of the way he worded the question, especially.
Yeah,
it's wins in a career.
Wins
in the
in a
MLB,
career.
not
Now,
just with the Rockies.
Who has gone on from the Rockies to have some success? Tyler Anderson's had a little bit of success. Jeff Francis, I don't think he ever actually really played anywhere else.
That was my big thing.
And he wasn't a first-round pick.
Yeah, so Tyler Anderson's where I
think,
leaned first.
Wait, you think part of the question is for us to know if these people are first-round picks?
I think it is part of it.
Yeah.
I don't think Jeff Francis actually was. Maybe he was. I just don't feel
I was
like
kind of
he
under
was.
the assumption that they were all first-round picks.
Could be.
And we're just picking who had the most amount of wins.
Which is a sneaky, if that's not true.
Right.
So I don't have Kyle Freeland.
Yeah,
I don't either.
So that's out. So we're down to the 4.
You said John Gray?
Gray,
I actually kind of like John Gray.
So that could be. I had Tyler Anderson's where I was. John Gray could be a good one.
Because Gray's gone on to
Okay.
Texas and had some success down there so far.
Gray and Anderson where I was, what I was thinking. I don't know too much about Wright, though.
That's my problem is I don't know anything about him. I don't know.
Jamie
enough
Wright, I
to
mean,
guess
that's been a while. He did go on. I
Right.
think he went to Atlanta and had a little bit of success there. So he would be in the conversation for sure. I think, no doubt, it's down to either Gray, Wright, or Tyler Anderson.
Yeah.
I just don't know if Tyler Anderson had enough success here. Like John Gray had some success here.
Because you would have had to have win something. here
Right,
to-
exactly.
to total the win. So then
I like
Jamie
Gray.
Wright and Gray.
I think I like John Gray as well.
John
like
Gray.
Gray.
Yeah.
John Gray. Okay, cool.
Let's do it. Send it in.
Answer, Jamie Wright.
Wow.
He was the sneaky one in there.
was.
He was the all right. That's what I get.
Which NFL franchise had the longest playoff appearance drought in the Super Bowl era? Was it the Browns, Chiefs, Bills, or Saints?
Okay. So the Saints made the playoffs in like 91. They got beat by Dion and the Falcons.
Okay.
But I don't know when they went back, if that's not till Sean Payton.
That would be Sean Payton probably.
So that's probably 15, 16 years.
Yes.
Right there.
Yep.
What was the other one? The Browns, well, they went in the 80s.
They went in the 80s.
All the time.
Did they go in the 90s at all?
I believe they did.
Well, now they got to remember, too.
But they were gone.
They were gone, exactly.
Does that count?
Right. I don't think it counts.
I don't think you would count that. What was the other one? So you had the Saints, the Browns, the Bills.
Bills and one other
So the
team.
Bills didn't go from the Music City Miracle until Josh Allen Tyrod Taylor, I think, got him.
Yeah, they went that 1 year with Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor got him there.
They were sitting there in the locker room.
They were watching like the Bengals game,
Yeah,
I think, and the
something like
Bengals
that.
had to win for them to get in.
Yeah. So Music City Miracle was 2000 or 99.
And they
2000. Excuse me. 2000.
And they played 4 straight Super Bowls in the early 90s, so that would be too short of a gap.
Yeah,
right.
it's
So
not
there,
the
I think
Bills.
they're probably.
Well, no,
out.
I think the gap is
The
2000
gap is
to
2000 to 2016
or
16.
something.
Okay.
But again, that's right around the Saints.
Yeah.
No,
What was
it
the
has
other
to be
one?
The Saints. The Chiefs.
Yeah,
the Chiefs
the
are the
Chiefs.
last one.
That would have had to be old.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are in the playoffs all the time.
I mean, Mike is old. He
Yeah, it would have to be some sort of like 1980s.
Right, the 1970s Chiefs after Lynn Dawson retired.
Yeah,
Look at that.
to Todd Blackledge. So what do we like here? We got the Saints, the Bills, and the Browns. The Browns is the one that's hard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Belichick had them going to the playoffs, but then they announced the move, and that ruined the season.
Well, so here's the question. So, all right, so the Browns last went in what, 80?
Broncos beat them in the 89 season.
Was it 89 season?
Yeah, Super
Well,
Bowl
86 was the drive. The next year they came here and lost when Ernest Biner fumbled.
That was 87.
Yeah,
So that would have been 87.
Lost to the 49ers in 1990, which would make it the 89 season.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's the Saints. All right, a little tie-in with Sean Payton, the Aints. Deshaun turned into the Saints.
Yeah.
They had that
Browns-
drought.
But when did the Browns go back? Because I don't think they
Tim
went back for a
Couch.
while once they came back into the league. In
When was
99?
Manning was a
2000?
rookie in '99, and the Browns they took Tim Couch the following year.
So it'd be
It's
2000.
an expansion, so 2000.
Are we ruling out the Bills? Because that seemed like a
That
pretty
was a
big
long
drought,
one.
too.
That was a big gap.
That was a long one.
I actually think it might be the Bills.
You think it's the Bills, huh?
I do. They didn't
To
know
get at
Zach
Zach,
wasn't going to be here.
Would they
though.
pick the Bills to poke at Zach?
They would.
They
for
would.
sure.
They
For
definitely
sure, yes.
would.
Yeah. And again, like Don said, they didn't know he was not going to be here.
You didn't think he was going to be at this
So maybe they
retreat?
wouldn't give him a Bills
But
question
wouldn't he
as
know
the
that?
answer, though? Yeah, exactly.
He probably would know that.
So Saints and Browns.
I think he wants us to say the Saints because of Sean Payton and because it's so like new.
Mhm.
Like we all know it. I was around during that time. They're in the 80s. I was still floating
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, yeah, you were. Yeah,
I was,
the thing
I was
is,
bored.
I don't know when the Browns went back after losing to the Broncos in the '89 AFC Championship game, and I don't know if the years they didn't exist count.
Well, and did the Browns have I'm guessing they had a large gap before they went to the 86 title game.
Probably.
In order to lose.
Probably. That's the thing is we don't know.
Should we just go worst franchise and it's the Browns?
Well, who's the worst franchise?
I'm-
Is it the Browns?
Yeah,
It's the Browns.
I think we got to go with the Browns.
Like, I would feel comfortable missing on the Browns.
I would
Okay,
too.
Cleveland
They're
Browns.
terrible.
Cool. Cleveland Browns.
Come on.
Answer: with 20 years of playoff futility, the New Orleans Saints.
It was the Saints. It was the Saints.
No.
So wait, did they make it in 90? You're sure they made it in 91?
They lost to Dion, I thought, but it could have been before that.
Okay.
It could have been. It could have been before
It
that.
could. That's true.
Yeah.
Because they were not very good at March. Sorry.
For your curveball question, a who am I question. I am a Hall of Famer, served in the Navy before making it to the pros. I am one of the most iconic players and one of the most iconic teams in all of sports, and I am one of the most quoted athletes of all time. Who am I?
Ooh.
Well, I can think of two athletes that served in the Navy, and that would be.
It feels like an old Yankees, the answer.
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
was gonna say.
But Roger Staubach played for the Navy.
Staubach was who I thought of. That was the
Uh-huh.
first one. But is he quoted?
That's the thing. That's where he's kind of stumped me because everything lined up for Staubach, playing for the Cowboys,
Right.
serving in the Navy.
Like Yogi Berra. Was he a Navy guy? He gets quoted a lot.
He gets quoted. That was the other one I was thinking.
You
of,
know
'cause
what?
he gets
Yeah,
quoted.
you could be onto that because back then with the war and stuff like that, World War II, may have served in the Navy at that point.
It wasn't uncommon.
No,
for
it was
athletes,
not.
they were not. They went.
Yeah, no, they would
Yeah.
take breaks from their big.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was. I think it was Ted Williams. He won MVP like 6 years, and the
Yeah.
only 2 years he didn't was when he was serving in World War II.
Right. Now, David Robinson also served in the
Oh,
Navy.
the Admiral. But he's not quoted.
He's not quoted, and he didn't play. I mean, are the Spurs an iconic franchise? Probably not.
So this person has to have served in the Army first before
Navy.
or Navy first before.
Or in between.
Or in between.
during,
Or-
yeah.
Did they specify? They just said served in the Navy, right?
I think he just said served in the Navy.
Because with Arizona, the
Pat Tillman.
yeah,
Yeah,
Tillman.
but he was Army.
He's also not a
Oh,
Hall of
yeah,
Famer.
you're right.
he's
you're
not.
Yeah, and he's
That's
not
why
a
I keep
Hall of
saying
Famer.
Army. Yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
think he is, at least.
I like the Yogi Barrett. To
I
me,
think I
it's
do
got to
too.
be one of those old timers that none of us watched.
Right.
But
I kind of like Yogi Berra just because of the quotes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'm with
the
Dante on
quotes
this
is
one.
the
yeah.
one.
Then let's do it.
Yogi Berra, final answer.
Answer: Yogi Berra.
All
Let's
right,
go.
2-2, baby.
Dante, all right, 2-2. Dante came through on that one. I got to look up this Saints thing because if I screwed you guys by thinking they played Dion in the early 90s, I watched the game. They were there. So we got to get that's good. We're good on trivia. 2-2. I think that was a good one today. I did my best. We talked about a little bit. The Colorado Rockies are doing something that's long overdue. How optimistic are we? We do that next.
The champ! Are you ready? Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 1043 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at denversports.com/superfan. That's denversports.com/superfan.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really? Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
When you've been hit by an 18-wheeler, there's 3 things you need to do. First, call the police and get medical care. Second, don't talk to the insurance company alone. And third, call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has 50 years of experience holding them accountable and over $50 million recovered after truck crashes. Call Berg Simpson today and let us fight for you so you can focus on healing.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
I'm Corey Rose, anchor at 9 News and proud mama who enjoys taking my kids mountain biking at Winter Park. I love preparing you for the day ahead with the latest headlines. Whether it's tackling safety in our kids' schools or covering breaking news, from Aurora to Lakewood and everywhere in between, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Colorado's #1 streaming newscast. Make the move to 9 News Mornings. Live starting at 4:30 anywhere you watch.
Hey guys, your boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org. Did you know you can donate real estate too?
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. This President's Day, enjoy huge savings at all of our showrooms. Whether you're replacing a single appliance or planning a full kitchen remodel, we've got you covered. From freezers starting at $199 to complete kitchen packages starting at only $19.99. Plus, save up to $4,200 on select KitchenAid packages. And our price match guarantee means you'll always receive the best pricing. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
John Davis sitting in for Zach By. Boyd, is it always that big of an adrenaline rush after trivia? Because that was, man, we were all right there. We had the Saints thing. We weren't wrong, but we just had the wrong era.
Hey, look, welcome to the big league.
Welcome to the big leagues.
Now you
trivia.
see what I do. I sit there and pitch hit sometimes. I'm like Chris Bryant. Usually I'm on IR. Something's going on.
You're not like Chris Bryant. That's what they're. Speaking of Chris Bryant, though, the Colorado Rockies doing something that's long overdue. They talked a lot about training camp looking differently. We know they went outside the organization. Yeah. We're getting some fresh eyes on it. Overall, we talked about it a little bit earlier, and we'll get into some quotes from Warren Schaefer here in a second. He was on with Jim Rome. But ultimately, we'll kind of reiterate, what does success for the Rockies look like for you this year, Phillip Lindsay?
Yeah, look, you have 162 games. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows it. The Colorado Rockies are not very good. They're going to lose 100 games this year. We know that. But what I'm looking for is these young players. All right, you still have your best players, right? Ezekiel Tovar, Brent Doyle, Ryan McMahon. You got the key players that you need to play well.
Yep.
They have to play well.
Yep.
But I want to see this youth movement. I want to see Holiday. I want to see Dolander in year 2 with himself.
That's what I want to hear. Dolander.
What does that look like?
Yep.
I want to see these young players take another step. Can we be in these games and then maybe towards the end, you end up losing the game, but you're in it? I don't want to see a situation where you're just being blown out and you have these young bucks in there just getting their asses handed to them. I want them going through learning curves. I want them going through situations where it's all about experience. So I'm not looking at the wins and losses. We're going to lose. I see us winning 52 games this year. 52 is what I have. All right, better than they were last year. But do these young players take another step? The Dolanders, the guy I just got done talking about, does he take another step knowing that he doesn't have to be the starting pitcher, knowing that he'll go in there, he'll do his part, but he'll also be able to learn, sit back and learn and just get more experience?
I like that. And you're talking Holiday, Dolander. For me, one of the signs of success will be there's guys on the Rockies you want to go to see, if that makes sense. That the fans are like, we got to go down there. We got to see this guy. And I'm going to say what I think success looks like, then I want to hear from Dante as well. When the Broncos first had Sean Payton and Bo Nix, what I wanted was late in the season, the good teams that need to play for playoff spots don't want to play the Rockies. Because the Rockies have shown enough to where it's like, hey, they're a little dangerous. We could go in there. They could disrupt. We're the Dodgers.
Yeah.
We're playing for we're playing for the top seed. Boy, the Rockies might give us hell when we go in there. We got to be careful. So I think success, it doesn't show up necessarily in wins and losses. It's the Rockies being taken seriously by the other teams. I always said with the Broncos and Chiefs, it didn't matter if the Broncos thought they could beat the Chiefs. It matters, do the Chiefs think the Broncos can beat the Chiefs? So late in the year, are they better than the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks? Probably not. But do those teams come in here or when the Rockies play there thinking, they might give us trouble. They could screw up our playoff seeding. So that's kind of what success looks like for me. Dante, what about you?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think as long as you're having games maybe later in the summer or into the fall that are mattering, that you're getting at bats late in games that matter as well, where a lot of these young guys haven't been in big moments, and I'm not saying they're going to be playoff adjacent moments here, but I think you still need to have games that are important to these guys. And there's so many times last year where it was 8-0 in the third inning, whereas 6-0 in the second inning, whereas 10-0 early on in the game, where the game's just over at that point. And yeah, you get to go up there and have at bats, but there's not any stakes to those at bats. So I think just having games with more stakes later in the game, building upon that, and I think the moves that they made this offseason actually are going to really help them in that case, where the starting rotation isn't going to be. These pitchers aren't getting pulled in the second inning, in the third inning. These are guys that are going to be able to eat some innings, go deeper into games, 5-6 innings, turn it over a bullpen who has struggled the last couple of years. But same thing with the bullpen, going into games where, hey, you're up by a run here, and there's 3 innings to go. We need you guys to go 3 scoreless here. There just wasn't enough of those instances in the last 2 years, where I think this year we'll get a lot more of those situations.
Yeah, and we're kind of talking culture here. And Warren Schaefer, he was on with Jim Rome. How about that? That's a good look. And here's what he had to say about culture.
I mean, we have a bunch of new faces coming in. I mean, we're looking to establish a winning culture here that's sustainable. I mean, it starts day one of spring training. It starts in the off season and who we hire and just the how we go about our business moving forward. I mean, it's a big deal for us to turn this thing 180 degrees and get in the right direction. It's been going down the wrong path now for probably 3 years. So it's we're looking forward to getting this thing going right.
I think back to Michael Malone when he took over the Nuggets, what we've seen with Sean Payton. Yeah. I think in both situations before they got the roster together, they did get the culture together. And that's ultimately kind of what Warren Schaefer's talking about. Let's not think, okay, we got to compete with the Dodgers this year. It's more so, let's get to where we think we can compete with the Dodgers.
Build the foundation. Yeah. Right? We just got to talking about it. It's a youth movement. So build that foundation. Let these young players get the experience. You have some younger players that are still in their prime. Help them out, and that's how you build this culture. You have the right guys in the building, and yeah, you're not looking to compete with the Dodgers and try to get to a World Series. What you're looking for is, can these young guys stick around for 4 or 5 more years, and then you go from there.
Dante, you love baseball. Just real quick, how do you see the prospects realistically of the Rockies? Again, not this big playoff run, just the visual and the optics is improvement.
Oof. I mean, that's a tough one because you're going to have to wait till the end of the year to know that stuff.
Sure.
But I think if Dollander can go out and prove that he can be a top 3 arm in a rotation, I think that would look like improvement from him. And he's still so young, but very talented from what we've seen so far. Same thing with Tovar. Tovar kind of had a little bit of a setback last year, but if Tovar can go out and prove that he's a top 10 shortstop in the MLB, I think that would help a lot. Doyle, I think, is a very competitive guy. So I think if these guys are just closer to the average and they have the mindset, you guys are talking about culture, having the mindset of, hey, we're going to go out and win today, but having that mindset every single day, because that's where the culture starts, is having the belief that, hey, we're a competitive team and we're not beneath any of these other teams that are in the league. And you mentioned that too, about how if the Dodgers see the Rockies late on the schedule, it's like, oh, well, that's easy. That's a series sweep we're going to get later this year. Not having that be the mindset of these guys, of where they truly believe they can go out and win every single game. And you're not going to win every single game, but it starts with that belief.
It starts that belief. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be fun when the Rockies start this year. And, again, hopefully late in the year we're at the stadium watching the game, not up in the party deck, just enjoying Friday night. It's hopefully we're nervous about them winning. That's when you know a team's on to something. We had Mike Kliss on earlier. We asked him about this big-time position. Is it in for a complete overhaul this offseason for the Broncos? We'll get into that next.
He's Bo Nix, the most proven quarterback from his draft class.
So I got a guy in Bo Nix who's thrown the most touchdowns, who has got a low interception rate, who's got the lowest sack rate, and the most wins. And what do I value in football more than any other projection or forecast? Production. Am I concerned about the injury stuff? I am. But if we're re-ranking this class, I would take Bo Nix number 2.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Winter isn't over just yet. In Colorado, your furnace has one job: to keep you warm. If it's been a while since your last tune-up, you're rolling the dice. Stoke here. ROX Rocks Heating and Air is local and honest. Get your furnace tuned up before the cold settles back in for only $39. Call ROX Rocks Heating and Air today or schedule online. Keep your home warm, keep your family safe, but only with ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Dan Jacobs of 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
You're listening to Sports Talk Radio at work. So is your competition. So are your customers. Denver sports fans don't half listen. They argue. They text in. They remember stats from 1998. They remember who sponsors their obsession. Audio, video, or online. We've got every angle covered. DenverSports.com. Make your move.
Everything is getting more expensive.
gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out for passive income, or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
John Davis sitting in with Phillip Lindsay in place of Zach By today. We're going to talk about the Broncos possibly fully resetting a position. We'll do that here in about 20 seconds. But biggest wrestling event in the world? It's the Superfan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. Sending you to the biggest. Phil, I've wanted to go to this my whole life. So whoever wins this, I am so jealous. Alex and I were just talking about it. But here's what you get. A pair of 2-night tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Las Vegas, 2 nights hotel to stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. So for more information and to enter, head to denversports.com/superfan. Phil, Zach and I bonded originally over wrestling.
He's told me about this.
Yes, and as everybody knows, he's talked about it on air. We actually did a wrestling show on the air before. We came in on a Sunday. It was our idea. It was one of the most fun things I've ever done. So we love wrestling. This event, to me, it's why I want the roof on the Broncos stadium, is so we can get this one day. So, head over to denversports.com/superfan. That $500 Visa gift card in Vegas, everything's expensive there. You need that.
So, you can't beat
so
this.
come on. Did you have a favorite wrestler?
You know what? Yes, Rey Mysterio. Now,
that's a good one for you. Yeah.
What's funny is I always tell Z when he pisses me off, like, I'm going to Rockies you as well.
We know that. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But Phil, last year the Broncos bring in Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah.
Big name free agent. The 49ers tried to keep him, and he ended up choosing the Broncos. We had Mike Kliss on earlier. He didn't say it outright. We asked him about Justin Sternad and Alex Singleton, but he mentioned, and you keep hearing it come back, that Dre Greenlaw, it's not a foregone conclusion necessarily that he's back in Denver. So I want to start there. If you're looking at the 3 linebackers they had last year, Greenlaw, Singleton, Sternad, who are you bringing back? Are you bringing back any of them?
Yeah, let's start with this, with Dre Greenlaw. It sucks that he was not available from the start. Right from the jump. We're talking about OTAs, he was not available. All camp, he was not available. During the preseason games, he was not available. And at the start of the season, he was put on IR. But honestly, that's been his track record. Just like J.K. Dobbins, who has never been healthy for a full season. Exactly the same thing with Dre Greenlaw. And yet the Denver Broncos decided that they wanted to give this man a lot of money. That's on them. It's not on Dre Greenlaw.
Right.
With that being said, I can see why people, or maybe the front office, is like, do we want to go through this again? All right, we have a chance to try to get to a Super Bowl. The window may be closing, the further we get away from Bo Nix rookie deal, and we have to pay this man big-time money. Yep. And so you may say we might have to cut ties. Let him have the money that he was guaranteed, cut ties, and go with somebody else. Go with some younger inside linebackers in the draft, or maybe a inside linebacker that you love in free agency again. I think that they're going to probably try to keep Dre Greenlaw. And, of course, they're going to try to bring one guy back. Now, Alex Singleton makes the most sense because of his leadership and what he has done for the Broncos and the trust that he has built with this coaching staff, specifically Sean Payton. Alex Singleton, when healthy, is a tackling machine. We know his flaws are he cannot cover in the open field. We know that. But when it comes to, knowing what everybody needs to do, all right, taking command of that huddle, he has the green dot. The green dot, guys, is the linebacker or the player on the defense that's calling the plays. So he's the quarterback of the defense. And you don't want to lose the quarterback of your defense that has been around and has got familiar with someone like VJ for multiple years, understands what VJ wants, and could put these players, especially if you're bringing in another defensive tackle, a young defensive tackle, because of John Franklin Myers leaving, you're going to want more veterans around that can put these young players in place. Or if they get out of place during the game, it's like, hey, move to the left, move to the right, like helping them out. And that's why I think they're going to bring back Alex Singleton, and he's a guy that's a top priority, as Mike Kliss just told us.
Yeah, they seem to. A lot of people, if you go online, Broncos fans, some people are really out on Alex Singleton. Yeah. I came in here and I did a segment with you and Zach a while ago that was kind of one of those. I think it was 2 years ago. It was a you don't know what you have till it's gone.
For sure.
It was when Singleton blew his knee out, and we talked about that. And he is a guy that maybe he's not Al Wilson out there, and he's not, Danny Trevathan.
Yeah, he's not making an impact like that.
I could see them bringing back. He's a great number 2 wide receiver or linebacker. The Dre Greenlaw thing's interesting to me. At the end of the year, he talked about how the practices were a lot longer and harder than he was used to.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And that's one of those things that you wonder how much that reverberates. Now, Sean Payton seemed to kind of acknowledge it when talking about Cortland and Dre Greenlaw, that maybe they get some vet days later than year. But what that led me to believe is Dre Greenlaw and the Broncos never quite got on the same page throughout the year, and that could be the injuries. He's not around developing chemistry. Devin Lloyd's a guy out there that a lot of people want him to bring in. To me, that means you move on from Greenlaw, not Alex Singleton. So I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to make you pick again.
Here we go.
I think this is important.
Okay.
Do you think, we'll start here, do you think it's Alex Singleton and Dre Greenlaw back next year?
I don't think it's going to be both of them back. There's going to be one that's back and one that's leaving. So if they decide to sign Alex Singleton, I don't know what the deal is going to look like. Alex Singleton is aging. He's over 30 years old, so it's not going to be a huge contract. But you're not going to have both linebackers back. You had both of them here this year, and it didn't work out. So my guessing is one of them's going. And I just said that they're going to try to sign back Alex Singleton. So in this case, you have my hands tied behind my back. It's Dre Greenlaw that's out the door. All right, a guy that they bring in, they paid him some money.
They competed to get him.
Yep, competed to get him, knowing his track record with his injury, but didn't care. His injury history was there, and they still didn't care. I think they're going to say, look, we made a mistake. It's on us. Then they're going to move on from Dre Greenlaw, get Alex Singleton, who's pretty much the quarterback of that defense with the green dot, and then get a young linebacker in the draft, maybe in the first round, or go for someone like Devin Lloyd out of Jacksonville, which is going to be a big-time signing if that's exactly what you're going to do.
I think that's what they do. Is that what you would do, Singleton over Greenlaw?
Yes.
You would do that too?
I would do that too. Alex Singleton is more consistent than Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw all he has been is consistently hurt. Let's be real. And I said it earlier. He was hurt during OTAs. He was hurt during camp. Wasn't available for any preseason games. Wasn't available for the first 4, 5, maybe even 6 games of the year.
Yeah, I think Giants was the first game he played, then he got suspended.
Yes, and then he gets suspended. And then towards the end of the year, has a hamstring injury. And so it's always something. Now, I don't want to say it's just his fault. It's just things happen. This is football. The body is not meant to play this game. But you have to be more available than not. And that's Alex Singleton. And of course, Alex Singleton missed time. But it wasn't this time for because of a major injury. It was because of cancer.
Yeah, that was you can miss that time.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he was back, which was one of the best stories that we've seen.
I believe you pair Alex Singleton, give him a contract. You don't have to give him major money, a couple years, front load it so that you can get rid of him in the second year if you don't want him anymore. And you bring in a young rookie linebacker from the draft, because there's a bunch of inside linebackers that can start right away in the draft, and you pair him up with a vet and you go down that road, because linebackers, it's just like the running back position. You're in the trenches and your body gets banged up. So you want to have some youth there at the linebacker position.
I think Devin Lloyd is like 27 years old.
And he's if you want to go that route.
And that might be – it's going to be – I think of all the position groups, running back's the big name one. I think linebacker is going to be the most fascinating. It'll be interesting. They got away from signing injured players, and then last year they kind of did it again.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if they go back to not doing that. But middle linebacker, we're going to be watching that in this offseason. It could look completely different. It could look halfway new. Not really know. I'm also interested to see what happens with Sternad because I thought he played really well last year.
Yeah, earned himself some money.
Sunday morning, Phil. Do you like getting up early on Sunday morning?
With the kids are going to get you up Sunday morning. They're going to get you up Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday, every morning.
So Sunday morning, this Sunday, you're going to be up at 6 a.m. because we got it. USA, Canada, gold medal will be happening. And how about that Nuggets loss last night? John Davis sitting in for Zach Bye. We get into all of that next.
By flexing their star power on the Olympic stage, do the Avalanche have even more pressure to bring home another Stanley Cup this season?
All 8 members of the Avs have scored in Italy. And I think if it was possible to add even more pressure to when they get back stateside and go win a Stanley Cup, if it was possible for them to ratchet up the pressure, they did it in the healthiest kind of way here in Italy.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've got to tell you about one of the most unique places in the world. It's the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. Guys, award-winning food and drinks. Try the brunch and thank me later. It is phenomenal. But what really sets this place apart is that it's the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally the only one in the world, and it's right here in Centennial, Colorado. Don't get it twisted. This place isn't just for hoopers. Even if you never touch a basketball, it's an awesome spot to eat, drink, hang out, and catch the game. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a court, lounge seating, music, TVs, and more. It's perfect for parties, birthdays, or just an upgraded night out. But it's also one of the best places in Colorado to watch big games with what might be the best happy hour in the state every single day from 7 p.m. to close. You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial or check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And because you heard it from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental when you use the code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, this place is a slam dunk.
You've been sharing your wish for happiness. You've learned that life offers different pathways. But what if your pathway is filled with fire? This is Glenn Jameron, chairman of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. Let's be frank, life isn't always happy. You can feel real pain, real fire, like the loss of a loved one. But know this, fire can change you for the better. Just like iron must go through fire to become steel, so it is with each of us. Look back over your life. You may discover the most painful things, giving you empathy, new perspective, and a new realization of how precious life is. You have countless pathways ahead. Some bring pain, others happiness. It's what you do afterwards that counts. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado, and you.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
AutoNation will buy your car. They'll give you a top dollar offer fast and pay you on the spot. It's that easy. Sell your car now at your nearest AutoNation store.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
This song,
this right here,
this rap group is. Lunch tables were never the same.
Shiny.
Everybody doing the do on the lunch table. So, yeah, God, that song's song's 24 years old now.
Wow.
So it's been going. But we've John Davis sitting in for Zach By today. What a day of hockey we got. The day kicks off. I think 8:40. The puck dropped. Finland, Canada. Finland gets up 2-0 on Canada early in the second period. The game was kind of evenly matched throughout the first, but then Canada just takes over. It becomes relentless. And our guy, Nathan McKinnon, hits the game winner. Canada goes in there as they should, but it got a little nervous there for Canada up until, Nate scored late in that third period.
Yeah, honestly, I was surprised. I'm like, okay, Canada, like the team's hanging around, and Canada is supposed to handle business. And I'm like, are they getting ready to get upset? And, of course, Nate Dogg does his thing on the power play again. All right, again, we got another Avs with a power play goal. So that you keep that in mind when the Colorado Avalanche come back together as a unit. The power play special teams better be better. Better be better than it has been in the past before the break.
And Mikko Rantanen scored the first goal for Finland today. So while it's not exactly get back for what happened in the playoffs last year, Nate got one over. You mentioned the power play there. I'm going to bring in Drew Spivak on this one. Early in the game, I want to loop this to the Avalanche, Drew. Finland's second goal was shorthanded. And I think Makar and McKinnon were both on the ice. What's concerned me the most about the Avalanche, the lack of goals on the power play, how often the opponent gets breakaways, shorthanded against the Avalanche. We're consistent, and sometimes they score, sometimes they don't. But we see it constantly on the Avalanche power play where the other team gets a one-on-one with the goalie. It happened again today, and there was Avalanche players on the ice. Do you think that's just kind of what happened today, or is it something about what these Avalanche players do on the ice during the power play that allows the opponent to get away like this?
I think if you're talking specifically about today, it's more just high skill on the other end. I mean, remember, we're talking the best on best hockey tournament here. It's not like you're playing against the Ottawa Senators on a Tuesday night and this stuff is happening. But I think it was just kind of a fluky thing where this sort of thing just kind of happens in a tournament like this. Like, we've seen it several times over the course of this tournament. Now, if you go and take a look at it from just strictly an Avalanche point of view, the way you mentioned, I mean, dude, they've given up 9 shorthanded goals.
It's insane
this season. It's impossible to think that. Like, that's damn near as many as they've scored on the power play.
Crazy.
To give up that amount of shorthanded, not only opportunities, but goals is incredibly concerning. And it adds on to the pile of, concerns when it comes to these special teams, especially the power play for the Avalanche, that they've got to find a way to get corrected once we start the second half of the season. Otherwise, we're going to be talking about a first or second round exit for this team, which is kind of unfathomable when you consider how good this team has been over the first couple months of the season.
Well, let's also talk about the power play, because you have a bunch of our Colorado Avalanche players thriving on the power play, scoring goals, but can't score goals for the Colorado Avalanche. Like, make that make sense. And I always like to say, hey, players make plays, players win games. And when you're watching some of these games, it is the players. It's the players not getting the shots on goals. It's the players not moving that puck around. But then again, could it be the system? Because it seems like we have some of the best, we do have some of the best skaters in the world on one team, and yet we can't get this power play under control.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I keep hearing a lot of times when people are talking about the power play in the Olympics, especially with Team Canada in particular, they say, oh, well, yeah, but look who's on that power play. You've got McKinnon, you've got McDavid, you've got Celebrini, you've got Kale. Okay, yeah, that's a phenomenal power play. But let's not act like the Avalanche aren't rolling out the same similar...
almost the Avalanche power play.
Exactly, that's the thing, yeah. You're rolling out Nate, you're rolling out Natchez, you're rolling out Val, you're rolling out Gabe, you're rolling out Makar, like Lehkonen, you're rolling out, by the way, all Olympians. Like, it's a very similar type power play. And I think we figured out watching these games over the last couple weeks that part of the problem with the Avalanche power play is that you've got certain guys that are on, especially that number one unit, and I'll just go in particular, Marty Natchez.
Yeah.
Where he's slotted, where he plays on the power play, on the side of the ice that he plays, doesn't really suit his style. Marty Natchez should probably be playing in the left circle exactly where Nathan McKinnon is.
Yeah, and that's not happening.
And it's not happening. So, all right, what's the solution? Do you put Natchez over there and say, all right, you're in the left circle now, you maybe put Nathan McKinnon as kind of the rover or in the the bumper spot?
What about stagger him?
You could stagger him. That's
my thing, is I would stagger.
And maybe you put Natchez on the second power play unit. The problem is the way the Avalanche power play works, or is supposed to work, structured, that top unit is usually playing a minute and a half of the 2-minute power play. So in that case, you're going to take one of your best power play players, in Marty Natchez, and you're only going to give him 30 seconds of ice time. So it does present a problem. To me, this whole thing just kind of seems like, it's, all right, there's a lot of parts that don't necessarily fit, at least structurally, within the power play, probably where they should. That's something that the coaching staff is going to have to figure out. Or maybe it's like Nate just says, all right, you know what? Let me try a different spot. Let me go and roam around a little bit more. Marty, you go to that left circle where you probably should be, and it presents a better option for this team on the power play.
What's more alarming to you? Sorry, Phil.
No, go ahead.
What's more alarming to you about the Avalanche power play? To me, it's kind of what I brought. It's like, why are these guys getting breakaways against them? So is it the lack of goal scoring or the shorthandeds? Which one do you look at and you're like, this is so broken?
To me, it's almost kind of one and the same. It's both. Both are a concerning trend, especially the lack of scoring, because like we just said, this is an all-star power play unit. These guys shouldn't be the second to last power play unit in the entire NHL. And it's just become stale. It's become predictable.
Yeah.
Teams know exactly what they're going to do. Like Nathan McKinnon sits there in the left circle. He's always trying to get it to that bumper slot in the high slot there. Teams know that. So they're putting their sticks in that passing lane. They're knocking it away. And guess what? Before you know it, you got a 2-on-1 back the other direction that 9 times this year has ended up in a shorthanded goal. So it's an interesting argument for me, like whether you want to blame the players or you want to blame the coaching staff. But the problem is, all right, you've already run out one coach. Ray Bennett already got fired after the playoff disappointment last year.
He was the fall guy.
He was the fall guy. And the power play was better last year than it has been this year. So do you want to run out Dave Haxtell, or do you look at the players and say, listen, you guys got to figure this out. Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, you guys are the quarterbacks on this power play, especially Cale Makar. You've got to be better. Like, Cale Makar has actually been as great of a season as he's having. He's been a disappointment, I think maybe the biggest disappointment on the power play, and it goes back to the playoff series against Dallas last year. He was not good on that power play. In fact, he wasn't really all that good at all in the Stanley Cup playoffs last year, and it's carried over to this season. I think he's got, 2 power play goals this season? That's way too low of a number for somebody that's his caliber of player.
And somebody might out there be saying, why are we talking about the Avalanche right now? It's Team USA, or it's the Olympics going on for the hockey. But the thing is, a lot of our guys, there's 8 guys, and should be more, but 8 guys that played in this Olympics that actually thrived. All 8 thrived, and a lot of them thrived in the power play.
Yep.
And the power play hurt us last year, and the reason why we didn't beat Dallas was because of the power play. It's hurting us right now, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, just like everybody else. And what's going to end up happening is if you don't get this under control before the postseason starts, you end up losing in the second round, let's just say again against Dallas once again, then somebody is going to have to be the fall guy again, and it may be Betsy. Because it's like, dude, things are not working out. Obviously, it may be a system problem, and now we have to have somebody leave because of that. So it's something that has to change, and hopefully these guys separating, having success with their country and some power in the power play, that they can come back together fresh, refreshed, and ready to go back at it, saying let's get better at the power play unit, because once they do that, they're unstoppable.
I think it'd be great if Nathan McKinnon and McCarr come back and they're like, here's how we fix the power play. We get Connor McDavid on the Avalanche. We think if we do that. But overall, Drew, kind of just last thing on this power play thing, do you think they could come back and say, hey, here's what we were doing in the Olympics. This is what worked on the power play, just fresh ideas? Is that something that could actually play into the Avalanche fixing this?
Ideally, yeah, you would like that to be the case. But I do wonder, like, how much are these guys practicing on the power play?
That's true. That's my thing.
During this Olympic thing, like, it's just a natural type thing that's happening. But it is alarming when you see that it's not just Nate scoring on the power play. Like, Lehkonen scoring on the power play. Netsch scoring on the power play. Gabe scored on the power play. Like, all these guys are scoring on the man advantage. And so when you pair that with the way we've seen this Avalanche power play, it's a red flag. It really is truly concerning. And I do wonder how this thing is going to look when they come back and they start playing the games again on Wednesday, and how this whole thing is going to kind of shape out, because I know people want to say, oh, we hope that they're going to come back, fresh and refreshed and ready to go right out the gates. I actually worry a little bit that they're going to come out sluggish again after the break, because you got 3 games in 4 nights coming out. Then you got 5 games in 8 nights to start out the second half of this season. Remember, you got 8 guys that were just playing different time zones away at a high level. How do you come back after playing in the Olympic tournament, and then you're going to go to Utah on Wednesday night and try and get up to play the Mammoth, the end of the February kind of, I don't want to say meaningless regular season game, but with much lesser stakes than what you're playing in now. I think that to me is a thing to kind of keep an eye on as we get started for the second half.
We should actually do some research after the 4 nations face off. How did the Colorado Avalanche come out the gate when they came back as a unit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But remember, it was a much shorter break.
That's true.
And you were in the same time zone, basically. You're playing in North America. You're playing in Montreal and Boston. You're coming back from Milan, Italy. So you got the time change, all that stuff. Like, it actually almost would have been better had Canada lost the other day to Czechia. That way, guess what? You're getting Taves, you're getting Kale, and you're getting Nate all back a couple days early. Now, you're looking at, all right, Brock, Kale, Nate, and Taves, they're all going to be playing Sunday morning, first thing at 6 o'clock in the morning. Then they're going to probably fly back first thing and try and get reacclimated, get over the jet lag and all that stuff, and have to go and play a bunch of games down the stretch here for this team.
And you are listening to KKFN, HU1 Longmont, Denver. John Davis sitting in for Zach By with Phillip Lindsay on the drive. How about that performance from Team USA? Every time we looked up, we're going, oh, they scored again. They scored again.
Built to ass. That's truly what it was.
It was 2-0 early. There was one point, I think it was a 19-second gap in goals that I almost called them the Avalanche, that USA scored. Really, really made a statement today. Phil, what do you think that says going in? And it's going to be 6 a.m. This is the game we wanted. USA, Canada for the gold medal. I'll be honest, part of me was cheering for Gabe Landeskog to hit a game winner the other day. I wanted USA to win, but for everything Gabe's been through, if he could have in overtime, it's how much I like Gabe. but ultimately wanted USA to win, wanted this game.
Did you
USA.
really?
Yes, I did. Would you so you don't like Gabe Landeskog?
I like the story.
Okay.
I love me some Gabe, but I mean, look, at this time, he had a Colorado Avalanche. He's the enemy right now.
Well, no, he's not, because he doesn't play for Canada.
That's true.
So
that's true. You know, what did they ever do to us? Huh? What did Sweden ever do to us?
What did they? So there's been games. You saw it with Canada. Nate gets the game winner late.
Yeah.
A lot of high drama. It was not high drama with USA today. What do you think that does for their mindset to have their best performance? Because they had been sluggish. Denmark, they were a little sluggish. They had been sluggish at times, winning games late. They had to score late to tie it up with Sweden, or Sweden scored to take the lead late. But anyways, what is it to have your best performance heading into your biggest game?
You know, I mean, I think we all understood that the Colorado, or here I go copying you. The Team USA was going to handle business today. As long as they were motivated, they were focused, they were going to beat up on Slovakia.
Yeah.
So moving forward now, it's like they know if they don't get past Team Canada once again, it's going to be a total failure for them. They don't want to feel the way they felt.
Silver
the Four
medal's
Nations,
a failure.
Well,
yeah, because
Four Nations face-off last year, right? Like if you remember going back, rewind time and go back to that Four Nations face-off where Team USA wins and beats Canada, and then Canada ends up beating them in the end when it mattered the most. All right, those guys, they were out there. They wanted it. That's why they were a part of this. Now they get a little bit of revenge. Team Canada versus Team USA, early as hell in the morning. But I think Team USA is going out there with the mindset of they stole something from us. Now it's our time to get it back. Win the gold. We have the team to do it. They're deep. Team USA might be deeper with their lines than Team Canada. Team Canada is top heavy, and they have some of the best skaters in the world, but so does Team USA. So this is going to be a great matchup, and it's going to come down to the power plays. It's going to come down to the penalty kills, and, of course, who can make that play. We cannot let Nate Dogg, and I can't believe I'm saying this, we cannot let Nate Dogg end Team USA the way he just did to the guys over there earlier today.
Yeah, so Team USA 0-4 all time against Canada in gold medal games. So that's fascinating because now there's this whole what do you see you buffs say to my Colorado State Rams? You say little brother.
Yeah.
You guys and so Canada probably still looks at USA like that's great, but we're Canada and this is hockey. And you might have taken some of our teams and taken them from Canada and put them down there. So there's part of that. So, Drew, I want to bring you back in for a question. We had two different ways of winning today between Canada and the United States. The U.S. dominated score-wise. Canada really kind of dominated the second, third period there. Who had the more impressive win today?
Oh, well, I mean, the more impressive one would obviously be the United States, but they were playing a far inferior opponent because Slovakia kind of came into this thing like nobody was really talking about this team as being able to make a run as deep as they did. Now, they surprised a lot of people by getting to the semifinals, but let's be honest, that was a very favorable matchup for the United States after they probably had the tougher matchup in the quarterfinals going up against Sweden, who is loaded with NHL talent, as we all know, especially with Gabe and guys like that. But Slovakia has 7 dudes with NHL experience, and only 2 of them are currently playing in the NHL. I mean, the United States roster is loaded from top to bottom. So, yes, that was a more impressive matchup, but Canada being able to come back against a really talented Finland team, that to me was really impressive. Falling down 2-0 in that game, like they looked like they were on the ropes about midway through that second period.
Yep.
And they just found a way to climb back into this thing. Jordan Binnington kind of figured it out, and they found ways to win the hockey. That's kind of what Canada's done. Really, they did that against Czechia in the quarterfinals as well. So their last 2 games, they've just found ways to win against pretty good opponents.
And so with that, because today it looked like a switch was flipped with Canada at some point, like the shots on net was close and then it was not close. That could have been Finland kind of stylistically playing
and it was
how they chose to play.
Yeah.
They just keep everything in front of you and try to do that. But if you're the United States, you're looking at these last 2 games with Canada, to me, start fast. You gotta, they're coming out a little slow. They're going to try to beat you late. USA's played well late in some of these games. So really when it comes out to this, if Canada comes out and they're kind of feeling it out, you've got to take advantage of that early and score early.
But is Canada really going to just fill it out? Like
they've started slow, 2 straight games.
I understand, but they also have the firepower that they have, especially that
they
top
can start
line.
Slow.
I mean, I think for
so
them,
good.
I think for them, I think they're going to try to be aggressive as heck against Team USA, put them in a corner and see what they can do with that. Like I said earlier, like Team USA, I feel like is deeper. And so as the game goes on, I think Team USA could take advantage of that. But for Canada, I think they're going to try to throw that first punch. And I may be wrong, Drew. I may be wrong, but throw that first punch because of who's on that first line.
The figurative punch or the literal punch? Because we know who's throwing the first literal punch, and it's going to be one of the Tkachuk brothers who was throwing punches at the end of that game today. Hopefully nothing comes out of that. Drew, from where you sit with it, that's my thing is USA start fast. They've been a little slow up until today. Both Canada and USA, kind of dramatics, which is not really what you want to rely on in this game. That's my concern for the United States is not being overwhelmed early in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think if the U.S. could come out and start the game the way they did today against Slovakia, that was the best the United States has looked in this entire tournament. The first 10 minutes of that hockey game, they dominated the Slovakian hockey team. And, you know, I think the biggest key for the United States to win this hockey game, stay out of the penalty box. Yes. You cannot give that Canadian power play opportunity. Right. They're converting at almost a 50% rate in this tournament so far. So if you can stay out of the box, you give yourself a chance, because I know everybody keeps talking about this Canadian team as like the greatest team of all time or one of the greatest teams of all time. Yes, they're incredibly good. But I think if you look at these rosters and you go and you kind of break it down, the Canadians are probably more skilled in the top 6, but Phil mentioned it. I think the depth for the United States is actually better. I think when you look at the third and fourth lines, the U.S. is actually better than where Canada is. I think defensively, the United States is better. And goaltending, I give the U.S. a huge advantage.
Yes.
Connor Hellebuck's been the best goaltender in this tournament. I think he's got like a .947 save percentage. Yep. Number 1 in this entire tournament. Jordan Binnington was good early on, struggled a little bit the last 2 games, at least early on, and then kind of figured out later on in the game. So stay out of the box for the United States, get this thing going early, and I think you got a really good chance to knock out the Canadians.
Yeah, that's kind of been the big one. And with the power play today, when Finland got that penalty late in the game, it was like, oh, they're scoring. It was like, this is not a question of Canada scoring right here. Nate put it in there. And with Canada, you know, the U.S. watching them, they came out, it seemed today, just like you said, Drew, just hitting on all cylinders. Yeah. Canada has this thing to where it looks like, are we fast forwarding them but not the other team when we're watching this? Because it's like the way they can just suddenly decide to execute, it's really kind of out of this world. USA to me, I want high drama in this game. I'm pulling for the United States, Phil. So don't.
I mean, I don't know with you.
Do you think because look, I wanted Jokic to win a few years ago, and I will stand on that.
You're not the only one.
But I think the sentiment, as much as we love the Avalanche, Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, all of them, Canada's the big dominant. How are you going to knock these guys out? They're the undefeated boxer. We're the boxer that's pretty good,
we're chippy,
but we haven't knocked them down, and we're chippy, and I think that's a reason to kind of get behind. Other than living here, but I think it's easy, even if you love those Avalanche players, to get behind U.S. kind of doing the unthinkable and knocking off Canada.
You know, there's nothing better than sitting there and you have countries going back at it in a healthy way, right? We're not talking about war right now.
Yeah,
we're talking
it's
about
hockey. Sports, Olympics.
And you're talking about USA, Canada, two countries that are close to each other, and bragging rights. And it's so beautiful to see these players, Canada, USA, doesn't matter, get together, be on different NHL teams, get together and fight for one thing, and that's for USA or Canada. So, yeah, you're right. Like, going into this game, like, I'm excited, man. I'm pumped to get up at 6 o'clock. I can't believe I'm telling myself this. I'm pumped to get up at 6 o'clock just to see this matchup. And I'm glad that we got to see a taste of it with the Four Nations face-off. Some people didn't like what they did with that. I enjoyed it because it brought some drama. It brought some excitement. But also now there's more to this game. Because what we got to see last year, that taste of like 2 really great hockey teams going at it, and they get to have a rematch. And so there's a little bit more to this game, and they all remember what happened last year. Whether Team Canada won or USA looking at Team Canada getting the gold, now it's time for them to go back there, get their gold medal back, and go from there. And I know I said get it back. It's not like we won.
No, you're doing your get back.
But that's my get back.
That's my get back.
Exactly. So there's a lot riding on this game before they disperse and it goes back to the NHL, and then we got all our guys back for the Avs, and we can just focus on that.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. ESPN has Emily Kaplan. Sidney Crosby is aiming to play Sunday morning. So, Drew, kind of what you've seen from both teams is the last one I'm going to throw to you on this, because I personally think we're looking at a potential kind of all-timer, a classic here between these two teams. I think ultimately that's what we're all pulling for more than anything. We want to get up Sunday morning and see something amazing. Is that how you see it going down?
Yeah, I do. I think this is going to be a classic hockey game on Sunday, and this is a hugely important game for the United States, because a lot of people in hockey circles have been talking over the last couple of years how the U.S. has caught up to Canada when it comes to hockey, because Canada, like you said, Phil, they've been the dominant country for so long in this sport. It's their sport. They invented the dang thing. But it's really important for the U.S. to finally get over the hump. They've gotten so close so many times and never quite been able to reach over that hump. To beat Canada, to win a gold medal, would be monumental for this U.S. team. They haven't won it since 1980.
Since the miracle.
Since the miracle. I mean, we're talking, 45 years now, 46 years?
Yeah, I'm 42, and it was before me.
It was before me, yeah. It was the year before I was born. So this is a monumental step for the United States to take here, and it would mean a lot for hockey in this country if they were able to go ahead and pull off the upset on Sunday, and I think they're actually going to.
Oh, you think they're going to?
Who's the go-to?
Who's the MVP? Yeah, who's the MVP of Team USA if they pull it off?
I think it's Connor Hellebuck.
Oh, you're going to take mine.
I think it's Connor Hellebuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to stand on his head.
And I would love to see Brock Nelson get a goal, because Brock got off to a heck of a start in this tournament. He's kind of been quiet the last couple games. I haven't really noticed him a whole heck of a lot, so it'd be nice to see him kind of refresh and get this thing going again. But just keep an eye on the Tkachuk brothers, man. They're always kind of the wild card in this entire thing.
So what do you have it going? What's the score, man? Final score. Let's get that before you move on.
I think it's going to be 3-2 United States
in
overtime.
Oh, because I was going to say if it goes overtime, I think U.S. is screwed, because it becomes the individual effort that takes in the 3-on-3.
No. Do we know if they're doing 3? I don't know if the rules
in the gold medal. Oh, do they not in the gold medal?
I don't know. Women's did. Even though the broadcast actually thought that they were actually going to play 5-on-5, that ended up not being the case. So I don't know if anybody actually knows if it's 5-on-5 or if it's 3-on-3. I hope, for everybody's sake, that it's a normal 5-on-5 if this thing does get to overtime. But I guess we'll have to wait and see and find out on Sunday.
So I'm going to do mine. I think it's going to be 2-1 USA. They're going into overtime. Hellebuck's going to stand on his head. Brock Nelson is going to get that goal. It's going to be in overtime, though. 2-1 USA wins.
I got USA 4-3.
Okay, he's high.
And I think they get that with about 5 minutes left in the third, and then we get the drama of the clock winding down, and we're like, come on, are they going to do it? And ultimately there's some big save. I think if they go to overtime, that's a problem. I don't want overtime. If it's 3-on-3, that's where I don't want. Because, Drew, you made a good point earlier when we were talking. NHL 3-on-3 there's a strategic element to get a point there. That's why it's looked so different in the Olympics.
Yeah, 3-on-3 in the NHL has become incredibly hard to watch, but especially after watching that women's game yesterday and then the 3 of the 4 quarterfinals the other day, the 3-on-3 in the Olympic tournament has been fantastic. Now, like I said, I don't want to see it in the gold medal game, but it's been fun to watch. But I'll ask you guys one question on the way here before we change subjects here. How would you feel if on Sunday this thing comes down to the very end of the game and it's Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon that sends the USA home?
Don't do it to us.
Because it's a realistic possibility.
It's totally possible.
I'm going to be hurt. Should it be something that I'm surprised about? No. Cale or Nate Dogg, they're two of the best players in the world when it comes to hockey. But it's just like Team USA loses again. I feel like Team USA cannot lose this time. It just can't. If it's going to be something that we look forward to, Team USA has to win. So it's one of those. My heart's going to be thumping.
I would be disappointed, but at the same time, I'd go. The whole world just watched our guys. And that would be
especially with Nathan McKinnon, be like, the greatest player in hockey right now. With all due respect to Connor McDavid, the greatest player in the world would score the game-winning goal in the Olympics.
Yeah, so that would be. I would be disappointed because I'd be cheering for USA, but I would ultimately be like, that's our guys right there. So, Phil, Team USA, Team Canada, they were winning in the clutch. The Denver Nuggets running the other way.
USA.
Phil's
Denver
waving.
Nuggets definitely were running the other way.
Yeah, they're running the other way. I thought you were chanting USA. Well,
I was. And then you said the Denver Nuggets, and then I got like,
you started chanting USA.
You're right. The Denver Nuggets, they're struggling.
They're struggling. Last night, a loss against the Clippers. they've had a lot of clutch losses last night. Kind of a weird question. They lost one with the Cavs a week ago that was like, it's one of those, like, I stayed up late and you guys blew this at the very end because the Cavs game, I think they were up 6-0 and then they led until legitimately the final 0.9 seconds of the game. Last night it felt like it was the opposite, where they got down late even though they blew a few leads. And then Jokic hit his shots, Jamal got the dunk. That they're gonna be the ones that don't blow it late. Ultimately, Jamal misses the field goals. Level of concern with the Nuggets. I'm gonna give you 3 things. You got to rank them. So I won't make you pick one, but you got to rank them. So you can be concerned about all of these things.
Well, I'm a concerned parent right now. I truly am.
There you are.
Before we go, like, I'm concerned.
Jokic and Jamal. Coaching. And Jokic, Jamal coaching, and chemistry between the players.
Which one I'm more concerned with?
Yeah, what of those 3?
I'm not going to say coaching, because at some point, like, this is the NBA. You have the greatest player in the world. You have Jamal Murray playing at a high level. Like, they should be able to help their coach out. You got Tim Hardaway Jr. coming off the bench. Like, you have the vets. Cam Johnson, that's starting to pick up speed. All right, so, like, Peyton Watson, when healthy, has been phenomenal. So it's the coaching, of course, matters a lot. And David Adelman is definitely not perfect. And even in the game last night, he did some sketchy stuff with putting Jamal on the bench for a split second. They end up kind of messing everything up. But you have these players, and I always say players make plays, players win games for you. So I'm going to have to go with the chemistry. Because of the chemistry is the most concerning thing for me, because you only have about 25, 26 games left. Your team has been hurt. The Denver Nuggets, that is, have been hurt. From Cam Johnson to Jokic, Jamal Murray has been the only guy who has been the most consistent of being on that court. Christian Brown is back in action, but still not himself. Right. And we need more from him. Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon, your best on-ball defenders, have been out, and we don't know when they're coming back. And we need to find a way to build this chemistry up before the postseason starts. And if you don't have this chemistry before the postseason starts, how are you supposed to just mix it all in and tell them to go out there and win a championship? It's not going to happen. Jokic is still struggling right now. Jamal Murray, all right, seems like he has taken not necessarily a step back, but he didn't look good last night like he usually does.
Before the All-Star break too, he had that hip.
Yeah,
and to me,
you brought that up multiple times, and I wasn't necessarily aware of that part. I didn't think it was hindering him because he was in the All-Star game, but it could be. This team is banged up, so the chemistry part right now for me, John, is what's very concerning. And if they don't get on the same page, they're not winning a championship. They have to get healthy. They have to get on the same page. Jokic has to stop turning that damn ball over. Jamal Murray turned the ball over 10 times yesterday, so everybody has to start getting on that same page with each other to kind of build that chemistry, get that rhythm so that we can win a championship.
Chemistry would be my biggest concern, like you said, but I'm going to put it on the coaching to fix the chemistry.
Oh, the first-year head coach, huh? You're putting it on him.
You've got a first-year head. You know how many first-year head coaches are going, well, I wish I had Jokic.
Yeah.
They'd have thought I was a lot better coach. Jokic has been out. The turnovers are the concern. There's ways to coach turnover, and you've got to find that balance of don't play scared and tight, because then we're just holding the ball. Then we're afraid of making a mistake. They've got to find a way, whether it's being more consistent with the lineups, whether it's just finding, because right now the guys, like when you look at a good offensive line, they don't have to communicate. The ball snapped. Everybody knows what everybody's going to do.
Well, John, they still communicate.
They still.
Hey, Mike 45, left tackle taps his left ass. Says,
I'm talking more like,
I'm going inside. The running back has outside. Like, they're still communicating.
There's guys though that they play next to each other long enough to when that ball snapped, I know he's pulling.
Chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry. Right now, it's we talked about earlier. The Nuggets players right now don't seem to know where the other one's going to be.
Yeah.
And because Cam Johnson hasn't played with them long enough. Even Peyton Watson hasn't played that many minutes with the starters, and Malone would kind of be inconsistent with how he used him. And Malone's been proven way wrong with how he used Peyton Watson, but with that development. But right now, at what point, so the chemistry, we can all agree with that. A lot of that comes back with Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon fixes a lot of holes, but it's hamstring.
Yeah.
And that's really tough.
But
and that's the hard part with it.
I want to know.
I'm not blaming the coaching.
You just did.
I said it's on the coaching to fix the turnovers.
But tell me this, all right?
He's got to find a way to put them in more comfortable positions.
But John, tell me this. All right,
Well,
as
what's
a
he there
quarterback,
for?
he's there to put people in good situations. He's
what-
there.
exactly.
He's there, but he's also like, he's not there to tell these grown-ass men to make the right pass. Jokic has been playing for so long. Jokic has been, for years, has made crazy passes, and now all of a sudden he's pressing and he's not looking the same because of the chemistry. But you can't put that on David Adelman and say, hey, look, because they're having these turnovers, he's not playing. Those players are.
So what's he do? Why is he there?
Well, he's there to
David Adelman. Why is David Adelman
David
there?
Adelman's there because he's coming up with the plays. He's coming up. He's
And what do the
one
plays do?
Well, the plays are meant for you to execute, but in order to execute,
okay.
the players have to make those plays. That's just like a quarterback. If you have a play in for a quarterback and there's double coverage, and yet he still throws the ball because the coach said that's where the play is supposed to go.
Right.
Well, you're the ultimate decider. Like, you get to decide whether you throw that ball or not. If you're not comfortable, don't throw that interception. But if you do, that's not on the coach. That's on the player.
We talked earlier. Bo Nix was not hitting on the deep ball, so what did they do?
So then they
took
stop
away,
it.
They took away the deep ball.
But that was
They took
wrong
away-
that was wrong for Sean Payton to do, right? Because if you believe
They went
that
14-3.
But if you believe that
They
Bo
were 1 and
Nix-
2 when they were throwing the deep ball.
If you believe that Bo Nix is this franchise quarterback, do not clip his wings. Let him go, which he could have done. Of course, he overthrew a couple balls. He got better as the time went on. They
Well, yeah,
got
'cause they
Marvin
weren't
Mims
throwing it.
more involved. Troy Franklin got a little bit more involved. But we're talking about Jokic. Jokic is the one turning the ball over. Jamal
Jokic-
Murray is the one turning the ball over, not David Adelman.
What seemed to be, but he's
Not David. David Adelman sitting there with us
Hey,
saying,
look,
what the hell just happened?
Mike didn't win until Phil. Kobe didn't win until Phil. The coaching matters. I like David Adelman, for the record. I think he's doing a good job. I think he's been put in a really hard position with the roster every 4 weeks. Every 3 weeks, he's got a different roster, so I don't want to beat him up. Does it seem to you when you watch him, the turnovers?
Yeah.
Jokic, really that Memphis game a week ago, it was present somewhat last night, but the Memphis game, when they would bring the double or triple team, he just seemed to not know it was coming, and he seemed to not know it was there. But further, he seemed to not know where anybody else was to get rid of the ball, and he's kind of forcing it. Jamal last night, it seemed to be a lot of that same thing, to where the guy's behind you and he had no idea, and then he's over dribbling, and then he panics. That one by half court was so bad from Jamal last night. So it's how do they create better awareness, and is that awareness of the defenders? Is that awareness of where my other teammates are? That might be that chemistry that you're talking
I believe
about.
it's a lot of the chemistry, but it's also communicating. It's talking. It's having the chance to get together and be like, hey, look, this is what it's supposed to look like. And the only way you can do that is time on the court together. That's the only thing that's going to help the Denver Nuggets build this chemistry and take away some of those turnovers. Everybody has to get on the same page, and even David Adelman needs to get on the same page. But I guarantee you what David Adelman is telling these guys is, guys, we got to stop turning the damn ball over. If we stop turning the ball over, we win these games easier, or we beat the Clippers because we get more possessions. We get more cracks at it. So that's between Jokic, Jamal. That's between the team being smarter with the basketball, just like you would with a football team. All right, you have to be smart with that football and understand when to take those shots and when to be more lenient towards running the ball or the dump downs.
So there we go. It's not David Adelman's fault when the Nuggets turn the ball over. It's Sean Payton's fault when Bo Nix doesn't throw it deep.
No. If it's still on Bo. Bo has to make that deciding factor.
There you go. It's all on Bo. Speaking of Bo, one of his weapons on offense that people want to replace, I say not so fast. We'll see if Phil agrees with me. John Davis sitting in for Zach Bye. We'll do that next.
Who should the Broncos target to help fortify their linebacker room?
Devin Lloyd, inside linebacker, Jacksonville. Guy is 27 years old, just entering his prime. First-round pick in 2022. The guy's a playmaker. We need inside linebacker help. This is the guy that you could build around for the next 5 or 6 years and finally maybe have that position solved.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-230-2777.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. For 50 to 80 Exteriors, Colorado homes face more risk than ever from intense weather, including wildfire exposure. 50 to 80 Exteriors prioritizes fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance exterior upgrades with reliable quality installations. Protect your home with James Hardy siding, TimberTech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows, all designed to stand up to heat, weather, and time. They also offer 60 months no-interest financing. 50 to 80 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040, and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303-LAW-4040.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. For a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Tom's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
I started my first business at 12 years old, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I thought I was crushing it until my buddy down the street undercut me by $2. But he didn't just cut the price, he cut corners too. That's when I learned if you do the job right, people trust you, and integrity beats profit. People care more about how you show up and whether you do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we crush it, and we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and the spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. Because when you care about the people you serve, you work harder, and it shows. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com. And yeah, we still beat the other guy.
Don's Garage Doors, Don's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
This segment on 104.3 The Fans brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
It definitely wasn't the Joker role. It was more of a joke.
Ooh.
Ooh. Now, let me, I don't want to take no shot like that. I thought we were going to get an explosive tight end out of Evan Ingram. Now, it's not all on him. As we've already discussed multiple times with Evan Ingram, it takes two to tango. But for Evan Ingram, he needs to catch the ball. He needs to stay in the moment. A lot of times I feel like he dropped the ball because he was out of it. And I've been there, where you're not getting the reps that you want during the game, where you're in the game, but you're never really in the game because you're just there as a decoy. And then all of a sudden, Bo Nix throws you a football and you're not ready for it. So then you drop the football and you squander that moment. And now you may not get another opportunity until the second half, or maybe you don't get an opportunity at all. So for Evan Ingram, I think he got frustrated. He clouded his mind, and it hurt him throughout the game when he did get his opportunities. Now, with that being said, I believe that Sean Payton did not use him, just like Marvin Mims, he did not use him the right way. Evan Ingram, I'm not looking for Evan Ingram just to stretch the football field vertically. He can go across the football field like he did multiple times, where he's able to stress out a defense, stretch that defense out still, and still make some plays. Now, Evan Ingram needs to work on himself, being more explosive, all right, breaking the tackles, catching the ball. But Sean Payton, if Sean Payton's a play caller this year, which I don't think is going to be the case, I think it's Davis Webb's turn.
Fascinating.
But so let's say Davis Webb. Davis Webb has to get him involved more early in the game, not sitting there on the bench watching the game like you and I, but in the game. Let him block a little bit. I know he's not the greatest blocker, but when he's in the game, everybody knows, well, watch out. Antennas go up. Evan Ingram's in the game. He's probably going out for a pass. Keep him in long enough so that he can lull the defense asleep, and you'll get more out of him. You'll let him get in a rhythm, in a groove, and I believe Davis Webb is going to do that for him this upcoming year.
One thing you and I have talked about, the play in the preseason that got everybody excited was the home game against the Cardinals. Stidham and Ingram wanted to play. He wasn't going to play in that game. They didn't play any starters, and I think he asked to play or something like that. So that's good. Stidham hit Ingram. I don't know if it was like a crossing route, but he took it like 70 yards.
70 yards.
And
Davis
that got
Webb
everybody. And Davis Webb was the one calling that play.
And you brought that up earlier, which I forgot.
And we didn't get a lot of that style of passing and routes. It felt frequently enough during the year. Chad Andrus is going to be doing Denver Sports tonight. He looked up completions over the middle this year, and Bo is not good at it. And with that, with Ingram, what we see, and I'll continue to point out, I think you said Rico Dowdle did this, and it got me excited about Rico, is vertical immediately. None of this dancing. Vertical. Yeah, one cut, get vertical. And Evan Ingram is so good at that. He better than anybody currently on the roster. When he's got it, he's immediately forward. And that is such a great skill set, and it's one they didn't use enough. And I don't know with Evan Ingram, they used to do this with Demarius. If you just got to throw him a bubble screen early on to get his hands on the ball.
See, they tried that. See, that's the
and he
issue.
would drop it.
Well, he would drop it, but also the Denver Broncos and screens, they don't go together.
It's so bad.
Right? It's like water and oil. I don't understand why.
You watch other teams, and it's like, why are you doing it?
I've always been like that. Like there would be times where I'm watching a game or we're playing against a team, and they do the exact same run play as us, and they're successful with it. It's like, damn, I get a negative 2-yard run, and this man goes for 50. Like, do I suck that bad? Like, but it's all about timing. It's all about setting the play up. And Evan Ingram, when you guys said, and you talked about, like, getting him more involved, not hitting the middle of the field, that's usually where tight ends catch most of their balls is down the middle of the field. Well, in order to do that, then they're going to have to work on the play action. something that we talked about all the time. Play action with Sean Payton's offense. You have to be able to run the ball. That's going to get everybody to come up in the box, which the box is more guys at the line of scrimmage. And now you're able to get them to think it's a run. And now they come up as a run. The tight end drags across the field, right? That's called a drag route coming across the field, and he's open. That's what you want more of with Evan Ingram. And if that's the case, you need to make sure that you dial in on the run and also use the bootleg or the play action to help Evan Ingram's game out and give him more opportunities that way.
And you brought up some about Evan Ingram. So we agree because the Washington game where the defense first started to kind of fall off, Evan Ingram was probably, him and Bo won that game for the Broncos in a lot of ways with what they were able to do that game. Bo and Evan Ingram were fantastic.
It was overtime, correct?
Yeah, and Bobby Wagner looked real old when Evan Ingram kind of got. He also got an interception, I think, that game though. Salute to Bobby, but. Evan Ingram, you brought this up, and as much as I've been pounding the table, like, let's not run a guy out of town to bring in a guy similar, but you pointed it out. Evan Ingram, postseason comments was a little concerning about kind of how he's used, and a guy's frustrated on the field. One of the biggest reasons Courtland Sutton is still here and why Sean Payton, he's a Sean Payton guy, the Broncos went and won a Thursday night game against New Orleans 2 years ago. Beat the hell out of them. New Orleans was terrible. Courtland Sutton didn't catch a pass. The only way you knew that is you looked it up because his body language didn't tell you that. He didn't say anything. He was happy they won.
That's a pros pro for you. That's what they call them, pros. They understand that they're not going to always get the limelight. They're not going to always get their part done.
And they're cool with it.
Yeah, you still got to go out there and do it for your team.
And that was Rod Smith and Ed McCaffrey. Rod Smith didn't catch a pass in Super Bowl 32. He was totally fine with it. Evan Ingram, it's why I don't want George Pickens. It's why I don't want A.J. Brown. We already had that with Jerry Jeudy. So Evan Ingram, if he's going to be what we say he can be, if they're going to utilize him the way we say the Broncos can utilize him, his attitude does have to improve. If he is out there, I don't know it for certain. If he is getting frustrated, if he is feeling underutilized, he's got to accept that and just be ready for his opportunity.
No, and I love that you bring that up because attitude is everything. And Sean Payton, if you remember, Sean Payton and Evan Ingram, they went at it with each other during the Philadelphia Eagles game, right? They went back and forth, upset, and they had to address it after the game. So, I think that right there rubbed Sean the wrong way, and that's when you saw Sean not use Evan Ingram even less than he was before. So for Evan, he has to come in with the right mindset of, coach, one, sit down with Sean Payton, get on the same page. Sit down with your quarterback because he's the one throwing you the football. Get on the same page with him, and then come with that same attitude, right? The same mindset that you had before the season started where you felt like you were the Joker. All right, and find ways to get yourself going. I know it's not going to always be on you, and it's about the plays and making sure they give you the opportunity to be the number 1 or 2 target. But when you don't get the ball, don't get down on yourself or have this attitude because then you clog and you fog your mind up. Go in there with the same attitude you had earlier and be a better version of yourself. And Sean needs to do the exact same thing to help his players out.
The COVID year, big comeback against the Chargers, kicked off by you, 60-yard run because you didn't get your attitude clouded. You waited for your opportunity, and you kicked off what was probably the best win that year, signature win. So take a page out of Phillip Lindsay's book.
There we go.
By the way, I just want to say this. I don't think Sean Payton or anybody else knows exactly what the Joker role is. I think we all keep saying it, and I don't think anybody has any idea what any of us are talking about. And I bet Sean Payton, if they asked him, he'd be like, I just kind of said that.
Yeah, he's probably like, I was just playing around.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd.
We got to find a Joker now.
Yeah, they got Jokic in town, and now they're talking about me saying Joker, so he wouldn't get that. John Davis sitting in for Zach By. What did we learn in Denver sports today? We'll do that next.
Is health the only thing holding the Denver Nuggets back from another title run?
If these guys are healthy, they can make that run. They can take it to OKC and win in 7 if everybody's healthy.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here, talking to you men. How many guys out there are living with a mediocre sex life? It's fine. It's good enough. Maybe the pills work okay, but it could be better. Could intimacy feel a little bit more exciting? Guys, sex, intimacy, and love are essential to a fulfilling relationship.
When erectile dysfunction gets in the way, it can create strain, frustration, and distance for you and your partner. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic offer treatments that work when pills or herbals fail. Guys, I'm talking about success rates over 90%. They've treated tens of thousands of men just like you here in Colorado. If ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to the closeness that you've been missing. Your first visit is just $99, and that includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. Fellas, it's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. They have an expert staff and 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. So call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal. Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Babe, your arms look amazing. Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastry at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? He get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
John Davis sitting in for Zach By. Before we talk about what we learned in Denver sports today, the wrestling event, the biggest wrestling event in the world, you can go. It's the Superfan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. Here's what you get. A pair of 2-night tickets to the event. It is a 2-night event. Round-trip airfare from Denver to Las Vegas. 2 nights hotel stay. $500 Visa gift card. For more information and to enter, head to denversports.com/superfan. Phil, I almost quit the fan just to enter this contest. I want to go. I want to go like so bad. Yeah, I know. Me and Zach. Yeah, I'm surprised me and Zach haven't launched a caper. But no, it's great. Zach and I have always wanted to have the opportunity to go, so one of our listeners are going to get to go to this. It's very, very cool. Phil, it's been fun today, man.
It's been great time,
It's been fun.
Thanks for filling in for a guy that wanted to abandon me.
Yeah, I know. You got left today.
For his retreat, his mental health retreat, I think.
Tell him this, go. This felt like when Melly Mel came to Denver. I love that.
No, it was a good time, man.
No, it was fun today. We got Chad Anders. Chad's doing Denver sports tonight. Chad, you and I did the show Monday. We talked about what we would do in each room with the needs for the Broncos. Running back, wide receiver, tight end, middle linebacker. When talking about wide receiver, you said kind of go with what you have now, use one of those high draft picks, maybe even the first-round draft pick on a receiver. It's a receiver-heavy class. We had Mike Kliss on earlier, and he said he could see that being a route the Broncos go. Just kind of overall, does that make them better immediately, or is it because Cortland Sutton's leaving sooner, so get that next guy in here to be kind of the dominant force in that receiver room?
Yeah, it would be great if it made them better immediately. It would be great if it was a trade up and it was like Jordan Tyson and you had the ability to make them better immediately, but likely that's not going to happen. It is more of a long-term play. And it's interesting because it's probably the lowest in the pecking order of their needs in terms of their 4 big positions of needs because of the 4 guys that they have. But it's also the position that they really don't have a true number 1 at. You can still make an argument that Evan Ingram is a starting tight end in the NFL, and Dre Greenlaw is a starting linebacker in the NFL, and J.K. Dobbins, if you bring him back, is a quality starting running back. I don't know that you can still make the same argument that they have a true number 1 receiver. Whoa, so if you're talking about the draft, I'm not bashing your guy. I'm not bashing your guy.
That's how you feel. I just what does the number 1 receiver do? Because Cortland Sutton, back-to-back 1,000-yard years. Cortland Sutton, third down conversions. I mean, he's the man. He led the league in third down conversions. I mean, what do you want him to do, or what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the player that makes game-breaking plays that keeps defensive coordinators up at night, and I don't think they have that guy on offense.
That would be my thing. And we saw, especially Russell Wilson's last year here, we saw some really great catches from Cortland. Yeah. I think he's a Ring of Famer. I don't hate that he's still on this team. I'm trying to. I don't like bashing him, and so it's not what I'm trying to do.
Well,
he dropped the ball.
Not your guys' cup of tea.
He dropped the ball down the stretch. I think the big thing that Chad's talking about is we talked about it the other day. For one, I don't want George Pickens on this team. George Pickens wins you 2 games a year by just going off.
Yeah, elite receiver.
And does Cortland? Do we see that ability to just that day? It's like Cortland 9 catches, 150 yards. He just took over. There's nothing they could do.
Well, but see this. Here's the thing with all that. In order for that to happen, there has to be play designs for him to open up. We saw what Cortland is. There's games where he has 6 or 7 catches, and then there's games where he has 0 catches, 0 targets. That's unacceptable. That's on the coaching staff, and that's on Bo. If you're Bo, you go to your number 1 receiver. Now, I'm with you. If you guys want to add a A.J. Brown, or if you want to add another receiver, let's do it. The more the merrier for me with weapons. But Cortland Sutton, when it comes to the productivity, he's a productive number 1 receiver in the league. He may not be as flashy. He may not be as explosive as you want, and I get that. I want an explosive receiver too. But there's other guys that need to be awakened or opened or unlocked, we should say, like a Marvin Mims, to help someone like Cortland Sutton have more opportunities.
Yeah, and I think we're all on the same page there. I think we like 4 guys they have, but the challenge is nobody sees game-breaking, big play ability, and in part, and maybe a larger part than any fans want to acknowledge or recognize, is by design of the offense and the play calling. Because if you talk to people who are super big into fantasy football and the stats and the numbers, they'll tell you Sean Payton is the devil. Like don't pick anybody that's on a Sean Payton team because it's always going to get spread around and nobody's ever going to eat the way you want your fantasy stars to eat and put up points. So there's as much of that I think the fan base that we don't want to acknowledge when we're looking for that marquee guys. Like, why can't we have a Justin Jefferson? Why can't we have a Jamar Chase? Why can't we have a guy? Well, in part, it's because we design it that way.
That's a great point. And Cortland, overall, I do think there was too many drops late in the year. That was a big thing.
I'm not going to argue that.
To circle back to something Chad and I have talked about, and then you and I talked about today too, where Cortland really excelled with Russell Wilson, and early on when you guys came in the league together, was the deep ball.
Yeah.
He had a big home run capability. I remember you guys, Vic's first year, you were like 0-3. You went to San Diego, or were they in LA at the time? Either way, you went in and you won.
Yep.
And Cortland went off with the deep ball that game.
That, yeah.
It was like 3 catches, 75 yards. Well, when Sean doesn't trust Bo to throw the deep ball, you're limiting what Cortland Sutton can do to kind of take over those games.
So whose fault is that?
Well, you're not blaming David Adelman for anything. So players make plays. With that, it's kind of. With that, you kind of put it on everybody. You put it on Cortland, you put it on Sean, you put it on Bo because they couldn't find a way to make that work.
Oh man, you guys! I'm about.
Who do you put that on?
You put that one right there on Bo Nix.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Bo Nix.
He couldn't connect on the deep ball.
He could not connect on the deep ball.
Then I'm with that. I'm cool with that.
At some point, it's like set your feet, climb the pocket, and be accurate with the damn football. That's what I'm looking at. But receiver 1, Cortland Sutton. But I would love to add another receiver, Chad. If that's what you want to do. Hey, this is your world we're living in.
I just think it needs to be a draft pick because it needs to be a guy that you can hit on without spending the huge money and dealing with the diva and the headache. It needs to be Boston or Tyson out of the draft, one of those 2 guys that can eventually be one of the top-tier elite guys.
Drew Spivak, thank you behind the glass. Dante Gomez, thank you. Phil, it was so fun today sitting in for Zach By.
Thank you for coming here and helping out.
My guy Chad Andrus and Dante Gomez on Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Should the Broncos consider trading one of their starters on defense?
To me, there's 2 guys for 1 spot. One guy you took with the 83rd pick in the NFL draft, one guy you took with the 20th pick. Plus, Moss is getting ready to get paid. Barron, you got a ways to go until you have to pay him. I think it's simple. Riley Moss needs to be dealt this offseason.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online